Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with the growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
Mama, all men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair!
The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Rise and grind, wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, cause you experience us on the cusp of blowing up. Boom. Wake up, wake up. Rise and grind, morning show.
That was one of my fears. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show. You know what we do. You already know what time it is. We can't keep our people waiting. 9:15 will sure enough be our objective from this day forward. As soon as Brittany know how to get in on time.
Miles, do not do that. I was here.
Okay. You was with us in spirit.
Channy. Tell him to stop lying. He know I was here.
She was here. She
only can talk with sound effects.
No, you see? I'm like, I gotta get it together. She was here.
She was with us in spirit.
I've been here.
Live in the physical.
By her. So, listen, y'all. Today is a good day. I've been hearing about all the things that have been going on in the film world for our Sinners. Sinners is blowing up at the theaters.
This was a busy weekend.
Yeah.
It was Resurrection.
When I first heard he was doing a movie called Sinners, I said it would be so dope if he released it on a Good Friday.
And he did.
And I thought that was dope.
And it had absolutely nothing to do with what people thought it had to do with.
Praise God. Thank you, Lord. I'd like to thank you on this glory of the day that you bring to us. So listen, I just want to know from everybody out there in TV land, podcastic world, and pod life, what are you doing? What do you have in your wallet? No, I'm just joking. What has been on your mind this weekend when it was going into Resurrection Sunday? I was kind of disappointed because to me, Easter be getting pushed back almost every year. Like, I remember Easter would be the first Sunday.
Yeah, Easter is just not
April.
the same. Since Payless closed, that has not been the same.
Wow.
It just has not.
I mean, well, when you think about it, do corporate America have something to do with holidays? With Brittany, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes,
Brittany Chanel.
Yeah, it does.
You believe so too?
Yeah, I mean, life has changed.
Yeah.
Pretty much after 2019, there's no more life.
Nothing. Okay, just nothing.
Like after 2019, I think the whole world has just, I don't know if people have woken up.
Shifted.
Yeah.
I would just definitely say the world has shifted since 2019. 2019 was the beginning of COVID, and most people did not even know. I told people, I remember they said they had 85,000 cases of walking pneumonia in Michigan. I said, oh.
Yeah, my cousin actually had, she had walking pneumonia
That's what it really is.
But, yeah, that's what it
turned
was.
into
'Cause
something.
she
If
had
you
to-
got an illness, it turns into something else.
Well, she was in the hospital. I mean, I had never seen her like that. And then my mom, I believe she had it. This is before like all the cases broke
Yeah.
out.
Right.
Because
It's
she
just
was
attack.
like
What was
on
already
her.
wrong, yeah.
I've never seen my mom that sick to the point like she couldn't get out the bed.
Yeah, that's how it did. It really attacked you. and
But
your
we
mobility
nobody
and-
like in our family we didn't know. Everybody just kept moving. They just kept moving. They just kept moving, and next thing you know, like they got better. But yeah, like it was walking pneumonia.
life.
So I don't think life has been the same since
hasn't. COVID.
since 2019. Like when
Yeah.
2019 hit, I feel like the whole world just did an
It
upside
was
down
a
shift.
shift. Yeah, it was something we never seen before.
Yeah,
so.
people aren't
I think we
anymore.
weren't ready.
Families not family anymore.
They're
They
not.
said that COVID pushed us like 10 years into the future. Like we're not
think
supposed
so?
to. Yeah, like we're not supposed to be here right now. Like COVID moved us 10 years forward.
Wow, forward.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
think about it like this: the
Damn.
world. Well,
Think about how the
in my
technology and
living, the
everything
world
happened.
never shut down before completely. Like to
I
the
would
point
think
where
they
were.
push us 10 years back.
It pushed us 10 years forward.
I want to know. I want to know the psychology behind
We're
that.
saying about with the technology.
Just the technology, how people think, how people are, like how families have really just dispersed. Like people.
That's true.
There's what is family?
What is family?
What is family?
Like honestly, what is family?
That is
now?
a good topic and
I see
question.
more people being with friends
Then family.
more than they're with family.
Yeah, I can say as I'm getting older, I'm more family oriented than what I was when I was younger.
Okay.
So younger, it was more so friends. Now I'm getting out of that friends and like, okay, family. Family is all that you do have. So
I mean that's all you have, but I think family is what you make it.
yeah,
Because I don't
that's
feel like
true.
it has to be blood.
It don't have to be blood, no.
Yeah.
Because you can have a stronger connection with those than your actual blood. So
But like, okay, so everybody with the whole resurrection, y'all ain't been to church all year. But everybody
they want to show up their outfit.
You want to go show off their outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
you just want to go show up. Now you don't come today because
Don't come.
I'm coming.
Because you're not ready to receive
Not
the
only
word.
that,
You're going for a fashion show.
That's not even it for me. It's crowded. I have nowhere to sit.
I got nowhere to park.
I don't have anywhere to park because you want to
That is
come and you
true.
ain't been here all year.
We got visitors that ain't never visited
Just
before.
watch it online.
Yes.
and what day we talking about?
Resurrection.
Right. Yeah.
About the church, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's called Resurrection Sunday.
Yeah, and they preach the same sermon every year.
Yeah.
You got it. You have to incorporate that in there.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, it's
Yeah.
just, I feel like,
it's the norm.
I don't know if people have, I think people have just woke up and just realized that a lot of stuff is just a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we have to break the way that we were conditioned to
And,
think.
and what
So,
she said, these ain't been the same since Payless went out of business.
yeah. Because I used to get my shoes from there for Easter.
That's what
yeah.
I said. That's what I'm saying. Like you said, you thought it would push us back, but it actually pushed us forward. And think about it, how the malls have shut down, clothing stores have shut down. Like Macy's, how many Macy's exist?
How was Macy's in
A lot
Oakland
of 'em.
closing? Lord,
Where?
send us help.
Macy's is the only ones that really survived through all.
But
Well,
Macy's,
Macy's is closing in
closing
Oakland.
their stores.
Now I
What
gotta
are you
go to
talking about?
Somerset.
Yes.
And I don't even go to
The
Somerset.
only Macy's right now exists is at 12 Oaks and at Somerset.
Yes.
And Fairlane.
They gonna be shutting Fairlane down soon too.
I thought Fairlane was already closed.
Fairlane gonna be shut down soon too.
Fairlane. See, if JCPenney's and Macy's closed,
I ain't gonna lie,
that's it.
JCPenney's
Well,
can go ahead and go ahead and
That's a-
JCPenney's
that's a-
kind of reopened, but they not in the mall.
No, not JCPenney's. What's the other one that's on the other end of Fairlane?
No, not Kohl's.
Here we go.
You said the
I
other
don't
one
know
on the
Fairlane.
Not, it's not Nordstrom.
No, it's JCPenney's.
Okay, well JCPenney's is
It's hit or miss. It's really hit or miss. Know what you need before you go in
Anybody
there.
know what's the big store on the other end of
It gotta
Fairlane?
be
of Fairlane?
JCPenney's.
Give us a call 810-560-0658. The topic of the day is, Resurrection Sunday. Where did you park?
Exactly.
Can women sacrifice their lifestyle today for legacy? Hell no, they won't.
Can
do
women
it.
sacrifice their lifestyle today for legacy?
Yeah, women.
I think some women have sacrificed
No,
their
they
lifestyle
haven't.
You think
today
so?
for
No,
legacy.
no, we
I don't
disagree,
think that
Brittany.
women want to.
Women don't
that.
even believe in legacy. Women don't even believe it. They don't even
You don't
look
think
at
so?
it.
No,
women
I don't.
Women don't
Hey,
look at
Gigi.
legacy.
Hey, GGN. I think women do believe in legacy.
No, they
I
might
just
believe
don't.
it, but they don't. They not into having a legacy.
Yeah, I don't
trust
think
me.
they want to lose the parts of themselves that they like to enhance or, do better. And I don't think they want to let that part go for the legacy.
I think women.
I've been sending you all them videos.
Yeah. And one
But-
of them actually did correlate with today. I think
Today.
I'm going to get that to put that in.
Yeah, put it in if you can.
Yeah.
What was it about?
When I said,
This.
This.
Can women sacrifice their
because-
lifestyle?
Let me tell you something.
Women.
All right, I'm grateful. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go.
So, here's the thing. Gigi says Sears. Sears been closed.
Sears,
down.
and that's why I didn't say it because I wanted to say Sears, but I'm like, I thought that was closed.
Sears been closed.
They have.
But Sears,
You could get you some good Easter shoes.
I
from
think
there,
Gigi
too.
just guessing.
I thought it was JCPenney's.
I think
The thing about women, right? And because of feminists,
The women.
it's a lot for women in their
Yeah.
lifestyles and things like that, right?
It's JCPenney's in Dearborn, JCPenney's in Westland.
But
and
JCPenney's can
Troy.
stand on its
Yeah.
own. It don't necessarily have to be in the mall.
Wait a minute, but that's the whole. So
Because the one that I go to stands on its own. It's not in the mall.
and that's great. JCPenney's.
It's not in the mall. It's
Man.
its
Yeah.
own store.
It's
Wait a
its own
minute, was it
entity.
ever connected to a mall?
It was.
It used to be connected
At
to
Oakland.
Lakeside.
Yeah,
And then they're not at Lakeside anymore. They're doing their own thing.
So what
That
happens?
was-
People don't like the structure of malls. There always be two anchors
Yeah.
at a mall, one on each end of the mall.
Well,
One-
at Somerset, there's Nordstrom and then there's Macy's.
no,
No, I'm saying on two different sides.
no, it's North. So Nordstrom is across the street.
No, it's not.
What mall?
He talking about Somerset. No, it's not. I'm
No,
telling you right now.
Nordstrom's
No,
is
it's
in
not.
there.
You don't got to go through the tunnel.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Nordstrom is not on that
Well,
side.
what I can say
that's
is
Neiman Marcus.
Somerset's
You're not about to tell me
parking.
about Somerset.
Somerset parking is trash. I had to fight for a parking spot.
You got to
this
go into the
weekend.
structure.
Yeah, definitely got to go to the structure.
No, Nordstrom and Macy's are on the same side. They're on the opposite sides.
No.
You talking about going across
So
the
Nordstrom
skywalk?
took
That's
over
where
Jason
Neiman
Benny's.
Marcus and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
had
think
to,
at Somerset. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying.
You can't tell me about that mall. You said you don't even go to that mall.
No, I love that mall. That's my favorite
Anything
mall
that
to go
Britt said
to.
when it comes to mall, I'm like, yep, yep, I agree.
Play with me about no
Because
mall.
I-
JCPenney's is in Oakland Mall.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Where?
I think
On the other
Downstairs?
end. No, on the other end.
Oh, it's on the back.
it's in the back, but it's down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's
they
in the
got
back.
it up.
They got up and down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the back
Po Oakland.
because Sears at home is there now. That's where Sears used to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to At Home. Good decor.
But anyway, back to the women because I don't know how we got on the mall situation. I'd be on that all
Well,
day.
women,
It goes with the
Can
lifestyle.
women
Well, because-
sacrifice the like?
Well,
no.
women end up having children. So, like, even when it comes to their careers, like, sometimes their careers can be short lived, depending on
Well-
what the type of careers they're in.
Oh, you mean that
Sure.
sacrifice?
Well, because that's what
Yeah.
they're sacrificing.
Yeah.
And I've seen some women, like, they have their careers, then they get married,
Yeah.
then they have children, and then their wives and
Yeah.
their moms. And then when the kids get older, then they go back into the workforce and
Yeah.
enter their
Because
careers.
they're like, I don't want my child in child care, or they don't feel like somebody else can look after their child like they can. And I understand that. So, like you said, that is some of the sacrifices that women do make.
Y'all crazy. It's a lot of JCPenney's over. Y'all are just silly women.
Where they at?
It's one on Gratiot.
Nobody.
Sure.
Nobody.
No. I ain't going that far. But
We know
Yeah,
'cause
they
you're not
are.
gonna go 40 minutes
What
out
I'm
of
saying, I'm saying they're open. They're just not connected to the mall.
exactly.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
their own entity.
12 Oaks Mall. Hello.
She said that.
I said 12 Oaks.
I heard it. She said that.
Don't get started
I
with me.
said 12 Oaks.
It's like I said. what I
Like, don't
said.
come at me with the mall.
Yeah.
I've been to every mall in the state of Michigan.
What?
Lakeside City Center.
Lakeside is dead.
Lakeside is very much dead.
They about to tear Lakeside down.
They are.
They
Yeah, they
keeping
should.
Partridge Creek.
No, I'm a little nervous because I did not ever think that Macy's was gonna go down.
Macy's is gone.
Macy's ain't gone.
Macy's is gone.
At Lakeside, yes, it is. Miles, they're about
Oh,
to
at
tear it
Lakeside.
down
Oh, yeah.
and they're about to
Oak-
make it a
at
park,
Oakland
honey.
it is because you can't even return stuff.
You can tell you're around old people, older people. You're like, honey.
I like to be around wisdom.
I was gonna say
that's part of legacy for women.
So, but most women don't want to deal with legacy. Listen, how about this? Because I know, well, my father taught my sister, when you get married, never trade in the Dixon name for nothing.
Because women don't have no identity.
And so she didn't. She had married over 4 times
and she never changed her name.
Never.
I'm gonna change mine.
Of course, I mean, because you're a traditional.
What about just
woman.
hyphenating it? Does that not have the same impact?
Name.
I think I'm gonna change my name.
I just feel like that's the problem.
I'm gonna change my name
with this whole thing with women. Like some stuff is just what it is.
Yeah,
and some people don't understand the reason why you do certain things. And it really, when you do take his name, he is the head of the household, but you are the neck that turns the head. I just want women to understand that.
On the swivel.
His head can't turn without the neck.
I know, because me and
shut up.
Okay.
I was supposed to say thank you for getting up out of there. Thank you so
what
much.
I'm saying is some things people don't understand the meaning of certain things, and they mean different things. So my thing, when you hyphenating the name, I feel like you add in division right there.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying?
I never looked at it like
division.
that.
And the problem with, well, I'm not married yet, but what I'm seeing in some marriages, it's 2 people that has 2 different visions.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why they go in 2 separate ways.
Right.
They're not coming together for one purpose, as Mouse like to call it.
But I was just sharing a lot of the videos with Shani and Maria during this weekend, because it's a lot of women out here having babies by other people than who they say that they're originally with. And it's getting,
they sneaky link.
Oh, it's worse than sneaky link. Some of them even their brothers
become a sneak.
It was crazy. And one lady told us one guy, nothing about the pregnancy. She said, "But if you ain't gonna spend $250,000 for this wedding, I ain't getting married to no broke bum."
That's what she said.
He said, "Baby, let's use the $250 and invest." She's like, "No." He's like, "We can go to City Hall and get married." You know what I mean? We don't need to have no big wedding.
Now that's a sacrifice. That's a sacrifice. Sacrificing that big wedding or unionship. And
how is that a sacrifice?
Because when you got to think about it, as women, as women, as little girls, we've always dreamed about what our wedding is.
That's what
be.
They told us to dream.
I'm just saying what color we wanted
That's
to
what
be.
They told you to
where
dream,
we wanted
honey.
To be at the party, like literally. We
because
think
are you
about
getting
this.
married to the man, or you just want to have a party?
Both. But that's what I'm saying.
So my great grandmother.
That's what I'm saying. The lifestyle.
My great grandmother has always said, most of the people that have those big extravagant weddings, marriages don't last.
I mean, I get that. And most people be like, hey, if you just take that money and invest or buy a house or buy property.
Most people I know who spent $40,000-$50,000 for their wedding are not together today.
I can believe that.
So can you not have both though?
Okay.
Listen.
First of all, do you even have the money to get married? Because most people are going into this.
At this point, I'm just dating. I'm just dating.
You know? At this point, I'm just dating.
But what I'm saying, the average person, the average black person in America cannot really afford that.
But that's why you plan. Typically, when you get engaged, though,
Shani, how long do you think an engagement should be?
Well, some people I noticed a few years, and within those few year time span, you can definitely save up.
So why don't you do this? Why don't you go ahead, have your wedding ceremony, get married, start doing some things, and then have the reception later in life? I don't understand.
Because I'm celebrating a moment now. So why would I have it later in life?
Who are you celebrating it with?
With me, my husband, God, and then our friends and family.
A bunch of people that don't care.
No. Hopefully my friends and family will care.
A bunch of people that don't care. Well, in the black community, you're spending all of this money, and people are coming to the party to give you $50, maybe $25. They're not giving hundreds of dollars for you to do anything. They're not even giving you no money. It's not a matter of it being a religion. It's a big party for
I feel like with other religions, that's something that's mandatory. You have to come
cultures.
with well,
not religions. It's a cultural thing.
They're not the same.
It's not the same.
It can kind of tie into the same thing. But
she gonna make it her. One thing about Shani gonna make it hers.
But the thing is, she's missing the big picture, and this is why
the big picture, because of what the legacy part.
Yes,
of the things that you can do with that money.
Because you want to have a wedding. You want to be. You want to go into the marriage, bro.
But is a woman wrong for wanting what she wants?
The world told her to want that.
That's a big sign. Anyway,
I gotta think. I
mean, honestly, why do you want that?
Because that's just what I want. I want it to be a celebration. I feel like that's a moment in time where it
so in order to celebrate, you have to spend $40,000 to $50,000.
No. But I would want a nice venue with a few guests. And I understand you have to pay per plate.
What's a few guests?
For me, I would be good with no more than like 100. 150. I feel like that's a good.
So for a wedding, you automatically pay at least $30, $35 for per plate.
Yeah, it's per plate.
For 100 person.
But that's at the reception part.
Wait a minute. I know.
That's the part that we're talking about. We're not talking about this. See, everybody forgets the ceremony.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody forgets
that
the importance.
That only lasts 15 minutes.
But that's the most important part.
Exactly.
What did you just say?
She don't know shit.
But no, it's the most intimate part, but it's the shortest.
But it's the most important part, which is legacy. And nobody understands that because everybody wants to have a big party. Woo woo, look at me. And they're entering into a marriage.
What they funk ass.
Because my thing is, when you see you all in your little pretty dress and all of this, girl, you marrying his attitude. You marrying his stinky parts. You marrying when he gets on your nerves.
Yeah, well, hopefully you know that before y'all get married. Hopefully,
but nobody thinks like that. Nobody thinks like that.
Nobody thinks like that. Anyway, Tisha Harkins said,
"Hey, Tisha, who's Tisha? Hey, Tisha, girl.
Good morning,
Harkness." I hope I'm saying the name. She said, "Good morning, y'all. Shopping in Michigan is horrible nowadays."
That is true.
That is very true.
That's why I go online.
Yeah, you can't find nothing there either.
No, you can't.
Mr. Deal says, absolutely not. The conversation more than likely will not go beyond a woman's tangled
I think that means tangible one.
That's what I said.
You said tangle.
I said
but
tangle.
We're here for you.
I said tangle.
We support you.
We support you.
Well, it's very clear that they've already said that statistics are women will leave and mess up everything for their happiness. And the man will stay even if he's not happy.
That's interesting.
So women, so in that sense, then Miles isn't. Like Miles is right. Women are not thinking about legacy.
No, they're not.
Thinking about their own happiness
all day. And they don't know how to be happy.
So I have a question.
Well, I think happiness is it doesn't really exist.
And happiness only exists. Women's
That's
happiness.
interesting.
It doesn't exist. There's nowhere in the world does it say you're going to be happy. That's why.
Not always.
That's why it's a lie when they say the pursuit of happiness. That's why the American in the American culture here. That's why they're so jacked up because they're always in the pursuit of happiness. And it's all about material things, which only lasts for
that brings the happiness.
Yeah, it's always only it's material things. The true joy you're looking for joy.
Praise God! Look at the glory.
That's what you're looking for. You're looking for joy. You're looking for peace. You're looking for love. There's no such thing as happiness. That's why I said it's a lie. The pursuit of happiness is a lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so majority of times what I find out.
It really is, Cal, and that's the problem.
What I really found out.
I'm like, all right.
What I really found out, look at most women happiness coming from doing what they want without getting the right results.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Yeah. I can agree with that.
As long as they're doing what they want, they're happy. But the results never come out to be what they want.
Yeah, because that ain't really what they want.
Exactly.
Or need. Because it was one thing like young lady got caught cheating, right? And he said, "Get out my house."
I have the video.
I pay. Okay, you want to play the video now?
Yeah. She didn't want you to explain it
I feel like it's about to be long.
Yeah, I was gonna go into my voice and go.
Let's just watch this.
We watch the video.
We don't want to hear Miles act nothing out.
Please.
I miss being single. This is why I miss it. You know what? I'm not gonna deal with you. I'm not gonna deal with you tonight. That's why I'm going out. I already picked out my outfit.
What's the rest of the outfit? Everything was good. What's wrong? Like, what happened? So then why you act? This is not a dress. Just forget that. What are you're not going nowhere.
Gosh, you can't tell me where to freaking go. Don, this is why I just miss everything, bro.
Miss what? What are you talking about?
13 years of my life.
And I gave you 2 beautiful kids, so why are you complaining?
Nobody's complaining.
You are complaining. I just left and I come back to this? What are you mad for?
I'm mad because I want to go to the club. I want to get crunk. I want to shake my ass. I miss being single. I I want to drink. I want to have fun. I don't want to freaking be married. Damn, if you finna go to the club with me, I'm trying to get crunk.
Melinda.
I'm trying to get crunk.
Ain't nobody gonna talk to you with those type of moves, bro.
You talk to me with these type of moves.
No,
see, this is exactly why you never encourage me. You never encourage me. You never encourage me.
Where you trying to go out?
You never encourage me.
Where you trying to go?
You never encourage me.
You never even told me you wanted to go anywhere. When you asked me.
You just telling me nobody's gonna talk to me like you don't even.
Yeah, cause you talking about you miss being single like.
Yeah, and you don't even think I could get anybody. That's why I want to be single. Let me find out.
Well, two can play that game now. I'm not. Two can play that.
I don't want to be married anymore. Oh my God, this is exactly why I want to be single. This is exactly what I was talking about. That's what I was telling my friends.
Who's your friend?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is oh my gosh, this was like this. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Alright, peace.
Where you going?
Do that, bro.
Where you going?
Go ahead, do it.
First of all,
is that real?
I don't know, like a Tubi movie. With the same sound. So
I said it. I didn't.
Like a movie they was shooting, and they just decided to go on Tubi with it.
I think people just don't understand that marriage is work.
Marriage is work,
and I think women. Okay, so I think men tend to get a little comfortable in marriages more so than like women outgrow things.
Yes,
and I think women get. I'm not women. I think men get comfortable, and I think that's why it's like I want to do something. I want to have fun because it's like because men get in a routine.
Yeah,
and I think when y'all get in a routine, it's like okay, well, this is what we supposed to do. We got to stay here, and it's like no, I want to go out.
That's
today.
true because
like,
how you start something is how you finish it. So if you started off taking her out and doing things, y'all have fun, share a moment in memories.
That's why nobody's married.
You should exactly. You should definitely keep that up throughout the duration of the relationship.
I think. When you're married, you should still date.
You should.
You should still date your partner.
But date
because y'all can still get to know each other.
It ain't even getting to know each other. It's just keeping.
I got a video.
But y'all always are like growing.
Yeah, it's just to keep it fresh, keep it new. Because again, in life, things get redundant.
Yes,
things become a routine, and we do it even just Monday, being single.
Yeah,
was like, oh my goodness, I'm so bored. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important to still date your partner, and I know some couples actually have like a date night, and they honor their date night.
I feel like that's important. That they should.
Yeah,
they should make
honor
time
their
for
date
that.
night. It's like Thursday night. Okay, this is our night. You know, they get the babysitters or whatever, and it's like, no, this is what we're gonna do. And I think that's important to keep.
And even if you have kids, try not to let that be something that falls by the wayside. Like you guys having your date night, still going out, enjoying each other's time and company. So,
but I think in relationships you just have to be intentional.
That's true.
I think you have to be very, very intentional because in marriage, I think that's the real work.
Shani, I'm gonna give you a video.
Good morning.
I'm sending you a video.
Hey, girl boy.
Hey, girl boy. Hello, world. Good morning. Good morning.
Is it Tisha?
Yes.
Is it Tisha? She said men get comfortable fast.
I agree.
They do.
Because once they feel like they got you, they got you. And I feel like women can be like that too. But like you said, more so
but it's life, right?
Because most men, here's the thing. If you look at how God created animals, the males of the world, whether it's an insect, a big ass mammal, whatever, the comfortability, that's the point. When the
Except for a bee. Except for a bee, he dies.
Yeah, but that's because he ain't stinging them hoes, right? But listen,
he actually dies. That's why she the queen bee.
I mean, but most.
I didn't know that.
When you think about it,
the women in every genre is the strength.
Yes, I've noticed.
So men get comfortable because their job is complete once the seed is set.
Yes,
and that's something. So then a lot of times when people don't have children, the seed is set once she says yes, or I do, or I will, or I'm here.
Yeah, we got it.
Or no,
we got it. Usually I do, or I will.
Yeah.
Or yes.
Oh yes. So once he say that, that's when comfortability sets right there
for the man.
Because he feel like he got her.
Because the job is done.
Well, he got some more work to do.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you never stop working, and that's why relationships are work.
Dating, but you did. But then you got some women. Here's what I've learned: you got some women, right? Ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
The man ain't doing shit, nothing, right?
Yeah.
But then you got some women go out all the time, but then here's the catcher. We go to the same place all the time.
Well, switch it up.
Hold on, wait a minute. Then why we don't go back to what we? I mean, it's so many.
Okay.
I mean,
it's balanced.
No,
if you know that the place that y'all frequent has not been in your rotation, just put it in there along with the other places.
What I'm trying to say is, women get comfortable with decor, aesthetics. They like a certain place. And that be it. And so a guy be like, you know what, cool. Well, let's go to the steak. Let's go to your place where you got the steak. Oh.
Thanks.
From
Dang, Mouse.
Right.
Goodness.
Can't do nothing to me around here.
Girl boy like, damn, I already know the problem. Shannon, you know better.
Well,
I taught
if
you.
we're gonna answer the question, can women sacrifice their lifestyle today for legacy? I'm gonna say no.
And that's what Tisha said too.
I can agree with that.
Some women can't and won't sacrifice their lifestyle for a legacy because they're living for the now and not for the future. That's crazy.
They said statistics say the happiest people are married men and single women.
Yeah. Ooh.
Those are the statistics, and a lot of women that I know that have been married and like lost their partner or they got a divorce, they be like, "Yo, I'm happy," and it's like, "Well, you don't miss being." It's like, no, I don't miss the work that I had to do, and I don't miss picking up after him. I don't miss cooking for him. Like I don't miss these things, and it's like, okay, all right, but. Maybe.
And there's some women who's willing to do all of that.
It is. Some women take pride in doing that.
Yeah, because one thing for sure, two things for certain. If first of all, you got to pick up behind a man that much. I mean, you knew that in the beginning.
Yeah, that's a lot. His mama ain't taught him nothing.
I digress.
Mama ain't taught him nothing.
Say it. Don't say it.
I don't know. I just feel like if this has already been something that's pointed out, why do you continuously do it?
Who you talking about with me?
Yeah, just pick it up.
Some people are just stuck in their ways.
Well, thank you.
Well, unstuck.
Well, listen. Why would you marry him? Here's the thing.
Because you really have to think about
what statistics say.
Mind over matter.
Women marry the men hoping that he would change, and men marry the woman hoping that she would never change.
Yeah, but my heart.
And see, I'm about to say,
my husband trying to act like you know what I'm about to say.
He like,
that's the truth. I was going to say, in a different way. I was just going to say that when men marry, we marry you for exactly who you are.
Yeah, at that moment.
And women
no,
off of potential.
No, we just made you for exactly who you are. Period.
Like you wear your lashes, you wear your weave. That's what they marry.
That's it.
You know.
But when you come out of the lashes and the weave, they don't know what they marry.
That's true.
That's true. Or when you come out the lashes and the weave and you act different.
And that's why men, we want to see you without the lashes and without the hair because they want to know what am I getting.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
because if you deep into the relationship, is that a deal breaker? Like,
is what a deal breaker
for if you deep into a relationship and then a woman comes, without her mouth.
Definitely.
If you wear a hat the whole entire relationship, and then
that's a deal breaker,
baby. What
if y'all in love? What if you love him?
In the beginning, I want to see who you are because I want to know what I'm getting myself into. Because I got to make sure this is something that I'm willing to deal with.
I feel like if they're wearing hats on FaceTime.
That was just an example.
I'm just saying that y'all in two different houses. Like if you in a house with a hat, it's like, it'll make you think.
I use it as an example, but I mean, my point in saying that is, I want to see all of you just like I want you to see all of me because I want to know what I'm getting myself into. What am I saying yes to?
Is there anybody you ever been in a relationship with that you are cool with right now? Oh, hell no. Yes. Anyway, back to you, Shannon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I mean, we cool.
The reason I'm asking.
No problem.
Cool.
Okay.
No, the reason I'm asking is because what I was going to do, I was going to bring on someone who I was involved with, right? Mm-hmm. And we cool. And I wanted to show how toxic we were for each other. Because one of the main reasons why I didn't want to be involved with her no more, because she said I would never see her real hair. Mm-hmm. And she got good hair. Then another reason, because she liked to wear wigs and shit like that. So, and then one reason why she didn't want to do it because I didn't have a car. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but then
well, you don't like to drive. That's a problem.
I didn't.
You still don't like to drive.
I do. Thank God. No, I can't say that no more because last time I said it, my car went down.
Okay, look, I love to drive.
Caller, you in there?
Hey, caller.
How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Hey, man. Oh, hey, man. Say, man. All right, there you go. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna try to keep it under 2 minutes, but it's a lot of stuff y'all going by.
Okay, we'll give you grace because I had to get it up the number up. So go ahead.
For sure, Shan. Number one, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
I don't think you once again you're not being practical, Shan. Like you speaking on what most women speak on. Mm-hmm. Women to fight for three things. Women to fight for that wedding, which is just a show. Which Brittany said a bunch of people you don't like don't care about.
I mean, you pick your guess, but go ahead.
Facts, but number two, y'all gonna fight for outside for sure. That's the number one thing. A lot of women gonna fight for outside, but don't fight for their relationship at all.
Ooh, inside, praise God.
Okay. And the number three thing y'all gonna fight for are just literally things like
materialistic
material things. Yeah, but. I don't see majority of women fighting as hard for their relationship as they fighting for those three things. Mm-hmm. And I see men on the other hand, actually like, don't get me wrong. I get the whole get comfortable thing, but most men ain't comfortable. Most men working their ass off trying to actually provide the things that the more extravagant and crazy things that women want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't ask a man to say, hey, you know what? I work 60 to 70 hours this week to make sure everybody good or make sure whatever's good. And then, hey, you know what? Let me beat you down about date night. That's unrealistic.
I mean, but that's why you plan for the date night. And I just feel like everything shouldn't just be on the man, though. The woman should be working and having some type of income and supporting so that it won't be on the man to have to work, 70,
but we know majority don't think like that, Shan. We know majority don't think like that.
They damn sure don't. So
I'm just saying.
Hey man, listen.
I'm just saying because the way that you are making it seem as though the man is like the sole provider and he has to do everything, and then the woman is still
but
very.
More than likely, the man is paying for the date. Correct?
Yeah.
More than likely.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. But a date is what you make it. It don't always have to be expensive. However, y'all both having incomes and things are getting done. So
I think Shanny's still in her fantasy.
Yeah, y'all do.
Shan, you gonna be single forever fighting for a wedding, though. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
Okay, Cal.
And listen, Teacher said I was married for 10 years and he got comfortable with making money more than keeping his marriage happy. Now, she knew that before he married her. She knew what type of man he was before she married him.
It just sounds like a provider.
No. And it sounds like she accepted everything. It just sounds like she accepted everything he gave. Money, gifts, whatever the case.
Yeah.
Sound like she accepted it all.
But when she found herself unhappy, she probably realized, Teacher, you can call in too because I ain't scared of you. 810
because you're telling her story.
810-560-0658. I'm not telling you I'm not telling her story, but I'm just saying on the basis when I hear things that the marriage was unhappy, it sounds like she was unhappy. And the story goes in real life, no person can make you happy.
And I say that all the time. Like I don't believe marriage is for you to be happy.
Yeah, and listen, when you scratch yourself, guess what? You heal yourself because when you get cut, your body heals itself.
That's what healthy means. Heal thyself.
Thank you. And so when you're in a relationship and you find yourself unhappy, 9 times out of 10 is because of your decisions.
Well, yeah, I think you're just unhappy with self.
Yeah,
and this is why I always go back to when we talk about the flaw thing. Like those are my issues, not yours, and I can't make my issues your issues.
Yeah, but
a lot of people are
She's gonna
also
a
lot of people are so.
Fuck you, thank you.
She might not. A lot of people are getting married for things that they want and not necessarily things like what they need. Like, people don't know what they need in relationships. They don't know what they need from partners.
Yeah,
and that's where people are having issues at.
Majority of the situations going on, Britt, are what was in the video.
Mm-hmm.
You see how she was fighting for outside?
Okay, but here's my thing. He knew that about her. Y'all, like, my thing is too,
he said
like,
it in the thing.
That's what I'm saying. You was outside. He seen her outside, but a lot of the reason why the men had the headaches too is because y'all don't know how to pick right. Y'all picking these women. Y'all picking the mindset. That's what y'all want.
That's true. But I feel like at what point of the relationship did she express this? Because it don't seem like this was the first rodeo.
Like, again, he found her outside. What did you expect? You can't turn no hoe into no housewife.
And have 2 kids.
That's what they've always said.
You say hoe so quick, but you can't say nigga. I don't get it.
You can't. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are marrying the mindset.
Yeah.
Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not paying attention to how the woman thinks.
Thank you, Miss
You're not
Nisha.
paying attention to what the woman does. Like, that's y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all married because you know why? Because y'all want to have fun. She's lustful, and y'all get caught up in all of that nonsense. Y'all not thinking about, okay, this is the woman who's going to take care of my kids. How she think? That's how my kids are going to start thinking.
Yeah. Well, you gotta know if she's a mother or not.
We
weren't told what kind of mother she was.
Y'all not vetting that type of stuff though. You're not vetting how she takes care of herself. And that's what y'all not doing. All y'all seeing is the fake hair, the fake eyelashes. She's a good time.
But it's not even that though. It's not even those. It's not just those though. It's not just those types. It's you got women that's like you that move like that.
Yeah,
that want to be. My whole thing is, what's wrong with just wanting to have a little bit of fun, and you can have that fun with your partner
at home. But that's
majority of the times. But who want to be inside all the time?
And that's why you got to start dating in community.
That's not what we arguing, Sam. We're not arguing all the time. We're not arguing that. We're arguing if a man is in a providing mode. Like, you know, like, what if you got to stay in the house for a month or 2?
That's fine.
To sacrifice for whatever you're trying to build.
Well, teacher said.
That's people don't understand what sacrifice is, and some people not even sacrificing in their singleness.
Yeah, because you can have date night in the house.
First of all,
it's not even about, like, if you cannot sacrifice in your singleness, you are not sacrificing in a relationship. How you move when you're single is how you're going to move in a relationship. It's not a magic button that's going to be
clock
like
that
but that's another topic though. That's another topic. The single till the do this while you single, do this while you married.
But
like,
that's what I'm saying. How you spending money, while you single, that's pretty much how you're going to start doing it in a relationship, unless you're a person that's willing to learn and grow.
Okay.
And if you're a single person and you're willing to learn and you're willing to grow, then 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to be very flexible when it comes to being in a relationship and being in a marriage.
Well, teacher said, I agree, in a relationship it should be 2 incomes and both parties should pay for dates. Let me explain something to you. If I do what I need to do in real life, she ain't gonna have to have no income. And I'm gonna treat it just like she treated. I'm like, here.
But can we go back to, like, what is the purpose, right?
Of
like,
what?
everybody
Purpose of what being together.
Money. Yeah, like, what you together for?
I mean,
but see,
so hold on, no.
I mean,
you understand what I'm saying?
I have
because
a question.
Everything that everybody is saying is equating it to going outside and spending money.
Yeah.
But I have a question.
That's what the video was about.
Do you really think that everybody that is together is supposed to be together to build an empire and take over the world?
It ain't even necessarily
because you keep saying like people's purpose, but people's purpose.
Family.
The goal should be building community, though, Chan.
That's what I'm saying. You're not even building families.
But that's just
that's a purpose.
That's just reproducing.
No,
we're all here to reproduce.
It's not.
That's not. It's not just reproducing.
I mean, because reproducing could lead your ass in a whole bunch of trouble.
I'm just saying though.
Listen, a lot of toxic relationships was built off of children, and that's crazy, but it was the truth.
My thing is, okay, I'm gonna just do this. What's your purpose for getting married?
I do want to have a partner, have a lifelong
to do
partner.
what though?
Whatever it is at that time that we do. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody that gets, I can't.
She's a deflector.
She want a partner for a $40,000 wedding. That's what she want a partner for.
That's what I'm saying. What do you want a partner for?
No, not 40,000. But however, if I do know that,
right, get a 40 ball going.
But yeah, I mean, I still don't see anything wrong with wanting to celebrate and wanting my moment celebrated. And I'm picking my
So
guests.
what if your husband doesn't want that? Now what?
We can negotiate. We can do half and half.
But he doesn't want it at all.
Maybe
What
we
if
can do
he
this
say I can't do that because I gotta buy this house, man?
money in that. Exactly.
What if he say I can't do this because I gotta buy us a house, man? What you gonna say?
Put
then?
40 grand down on the down payment.
Well, I get that. But however, before we get together, I'm sure we live in two separate homes. So
basically the wedding is important to you, is what you're saying.
Wait a minute, so you put money up for your own wedding?
Wow.
You said, would I put money up for my own wedding?
Yeah.
I'm going to contribute to my wedding. Yeah, I'm not going to expect him to pay for everything.
So sell your crib, move in his crib.
No.
And then sell your crib, move in his crib, bust down the cost of the wedding with him. Then that's what sacrificing for legacy is.
Keep your property, rent it out, and make money off of it. And
you could do that too.
You could do. I mean, like there's so much stuff that you can do.
That's
but
true.
It sounds to me that Shani wants the wedding more than she wants the marriage.
Hey,
I want both.
Yeah,
and I think as a woman, you can have both.
You gotta sacrifice.
Well,
one.
You gotta be a wife first in spirit. In spirit, you gotta be a wife first.
Yeah, I'm getting ready.
I think so. So if you have to sacrifice the wedding and the marriage, which one are you sacrificing?
The wedding.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but if I could have both, I'm gonna have both because I feel like women can have both.
But you
can't have it all in life, man.
I'm not asking for all. I'm just asking for both. Just asking
you
for
can't
the
have
wedding.
it all in that scenario, really.
You can.
You cannot.
It's all what you make it. You can have the wedding and you can have the ceremony. It doesn't have to be 40,000,
Again,
but it can be a couple of thousand. You pay $1,000 for a phone. Let's
it
be
ain't gonna
for
be
real.
no couple thousand.
Over 5 years, though.
I'm just
can
saying.
I ask you a question?
It depends on your wedding.
So you want to take 40 grand and put that on the wedding versus putting that down on a down payment for a home, and you can have potentially equity in it?
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like you could essentially have both.
How?
What do you mean how?
So
because people get married and then they move in.
People got 80,000 just sitting in their bank.
Everything doesn't have to happen.
I'm asking a question
right away at the same time.
People just have 80,000 sitting down.
No.
Okay, so
that would be great.
She's gonna want the food there. She's gonna want the photographer, the flowers.
After you've
she's gonna want everything.
Use your connection, your resources.
Listen. I got one thing. After you drop $40,000 on your wedding,
that's an expensive
where
wedding.
are you gonna stay?
At the home that I was staying at before the wedding.
But are you in a home or are you in an apartment?
But everything doesn't have to. Well, you make your house a home wherever it's at. But my whole thing is. Everything doesn't have to happen at once. Just like you can be saving for a car and an apartment. You may not get them, or a house. You may not get them both at the same time. However, you're still in the works on getting both. It's just whenever that time happens.
Well,
one may come before the other. But if I'm married, we can work towards that house. We can work towards the honeymoon. We can,
You already got the $40,000. Why am I putting it on a wedding?
$40,000 is
because she want both.
It's not when it comes to a wedding.
That's what I'm saying. Like you,
hey,
I don't know.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you for calling in, brother. Because we have some other people call in.
Right.
Yes, thank you, Cal.
Let's go to teacher. Teacher says, I'm laughing my ass off. I guess. No, I'm not going to call in, but I do feel. Now, see, this is why I had to bring things out. She said, but I do feel that we were young and wasn't ready for the marriage. That's it, plain and simple.
Okay.
But
she said marriage life because marriage does come with work and sacrifice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So hold on.
Shit, you ain't sacrificed nothing.
I'm not married.
But you're not even willing to sacrifice to
That's
get
not
married.
true. For the right person, I would. I feel like I sacrificed in relationships.
So, well,
you know what, Shani? When you get married, I'm just gonna be there.
You are gonna be an attendee.
Like, I never thought that this day would come.
I'd be like, you see this hall, you see this,
She really loves living in Snow White land.
I feel like you can still have it.
Todd said, "Thank you, Miles." A lot of toxic relationships
You
began.
just want to read it.
I agree. No, for real. Thanks.
Was making children, and they did. They have. I mean,
I can agree with that.
I bet you, if I had to marry them people y'all was having babies with, y'all would be having babies with them people.
Yeah, but people don't know that going in. It just be a good time at first.
Statistics says 60% of the men was not the fathers of the children.
That's 60.
That's the women.
Oh no, 60.
60 wild word.
And that's out of the people that they tested.
No, right.
So if they would have tested,
well, they always say mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
Yeah, that's what they said. Said mamas maybe, papas maybe.
No, it
when you hear that,
mama's baby,
daddy's
baby.
Maybe that was in their time.
Papas maybe.
Well, maybe
but
it was
our
during your
time,
generation,
y'all
which
call
was like
anybody
15,000 years ago.
I was gonna say in our time,
Y'all call anybody daddy.
it was that.
Actually, I don't. I have one daddy.
I said that's all.
So you never called him and said, "Get it, daddy."
No.
Okay. I bet you have.
You know what though? Side note,
Mm.
and it's gonna be funny, but it's serious. I do know that a lot of women, I've heard them say, like, if they do have a dad, they don't typically call like their partner or whoever they kicking with.
I'm not.
If it makes them feel weird,
it's disgusting.
Yeah. So, but people that don't have it, I feel like they are more loose with saying that.
I have a daddy.
Yeah,
I'm not calling you that.
And that's what I heard.
Yeah.
So I can say that's really a thing.
So
I'm not calling you.
Listen,
I have a daddy.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's just not gonna happen.
Imagine somebody saying that during the moment. Look, hey, we're not calling you that.
I wish somebody would say that. It would be like this.
It's over. Get up.
It's time for me to leave.
It's not. I'm gonna say this, Shannon. Close your ears.
Be like, get up.
Shannon, close your ears. It took me a while for I only had relationships with dark skinned women, and when they call me daddy, I go soft. It just turned me off. You know, it just is.
Maybe it's not a
like,
thing.
Do you want your daughter calling somebody else daddy?
I mean,
no, you don't.
But I don't want my daughter to get nobody know.
I mean,
oh my God, I'm gone.
Okay, when you think about it,
it's a lot of shit I want my daughter to do.
And it's like you do have a daughter, so that's the difference.
About it. So how dare you ask me that question? You have a daughter.
Some people don't.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Maybe
he talking about that baby.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm upset because I'm thinking about when my daughter get older, the nasty stuff she'll be doing. That's nasty.
Well, maybe you should leave women alone. Maybe you should start treating women with a little bit more respect.
And that's the thing. And
I have a daughter.
Because
you're right.
But I'm asking, do you really want your daughter calling another man daddy?
Of course not. But at the same time,
so why would you?
But here's the truth. I don't want them to call me daddy. It just be that good to call me daddy. So
can women sacrifice?
Okay, look. Anyway, because every time we let things go too far,
so women cannot sacrifice their lifestyle today for legacy.
I feel like for the right person that they could.
They won't sacrifice. No, they won't sacrifice.
It's too many feminists.
Yeah, and I never heard or seen one that did.
What
that sacrifice they.
Well, here's the thing: sacrificing a lifestyle, though.
No, listen. Here's the thing.
Is it wrong though to be able to have both? Can you not have what you want and then say
Viola Davis was the only one. He was right here, Troy was right here with you.
But that's what I'm saying. Why are we talking about this from a lack thereof standpoint? Like, why can't we have the hair and the nails and things done and also be building and working towards the legacy?
That's not a lifestyle. That's just
well. Sometimes you might not be able to afford to get your hair, your nails, and your lashes done when you have children that need something.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't do these things. You have to sacrifice, and that's what we're talking about.
Okay, so it's further beyond just her lifestyle.
This is the thing: when you get married, it's no longer about you. Yeah, it's about us. And then when you have children, it's no longer about you. Know what I'm saying?
It's about them.
So that's what we're talking about. It's the mindset that has to shift. And yes, things you have to sacrifice. So you have to sacrifice being a single woman.
Yeah.
So Shannon, I'm gonna say this.
But I'm being honest.
Shannon,
you have to sacrifice.
I hear what you're saying. Like if you got a job, right, and y'all down to one car, y'all work the same shift. Do the man have a car? Or do you have a car?
That's tough. Somebody gonna have to get there early.
Wait a minute. But y'all live 15 minutes away.
15 away from the job.
50.
From where?
You got the car now. You gotta go pick him up from his job.
It gotta be another way.
But this is the thing. I know couples that had to do that. They only had one car, so they had to do things together. So the one would get dropped off before the other.
Exactly. That's what I just said.
No, you didn't.
Then he threw in 50 minutes. I did.
I said, but they 50 minutes.
They are 50 minutes away.
Listen. I said that they will be able to. One will have to get dropped off early. I said that first.
So what I'm trying to say, so now one gonna get picked up later.
But that's a sacrifice.
Right. One gonna get picked up later.
So it's 50 minutes away. So all I'm trying to say is, this is what I'm saying.
She like, I'm not doing that.
Because it's Ubers, it's other transportation. You have other family.
Uber, Shani. You just spent $40,000 on the wedding.
So you ain't got other family members and friends? Oh, if they can't come with you in the clutch, you may need to reevaluate your circle.
Exactly. That's why you don't have a $40,000 wedding.
But this is what I'm telling you.
Spending $40,000.
But Shani, everybody don't have family members that is willing to help them.
That is true. But we said earlier that your family ain't just blood. So you need to pick.
Definitely spending more. Girl, I'm gonna tell you right now. You call me about something with you and your man. I'm probably gonna be Shani
because you feel like I have a man. He should be able to do that. But here's the thing:
no, because you decided to spend $40,000 on your wedding.
No, but if I call you and I be like, "Hey, Britt," if I be like, "Hey, Britt, me and my man, we got this." Situated for the week. However, on Thursday, it's a little shaky. Do you think that you will be able to ABC 1, 2, 3? Oh yeah, sure.
She be like, no, D, cool. G, you later.
You see what I'm saying? Cool. That's fine. It's not asking for always, but in moments like that, that's where your village show up.
First of all,
because if you in a bind, Nate.
So most people don't have a village, okay? Let's just put it out there.
I don't think she understands. Like, you keep looking at your life.
Shani,
with the village is further beyond just family.
Well, one thing I learned about this, and this honest God truth, the things that most
Thank
people... Man, that one car situation.
You said man, that one car situation is a hard sacrifice. It is.
But the thing is,
and this is why you reach to your village.
Shani,
or other resources.
Okay, so you and your man are out of state, right? His job is out of state. Y'all move. Y'all end up going out of state. Y'all have one car. You also have a job too. Where's the village at now? And it's just you and him.
My whole thing is those are decisions that you have to really think about making before you just up and move. If you know you don't got no family down there.
His job relocated him for finances so that he can provide. There's no family. It's you and him. One car. What are you doing? You don't have a village.
We're gonna have to think about another way, another means of transportation.
Wow.
I see.
This is crazy.
No, it's not crazy.
Shani, this is delusional.
It's not delusion.
I mean,
of course, we would. No, of course we will.
Shani, you so
no, we will work out how to get there and back.
So he has a job that is willing to relocate him, pay him top dollar. This is where y'all are going to make a new life, you have to reconsider this.
But I mean, to be
a profitable income.
But to be real, that's some of the sacrifices that some people have to make. If it's not conducive for them to move out of state, no matter if the job is relocated or not, sometimes they may have to be like, respectfully, I'll decline. May have to take a few dollars. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It really happens.
Wow.
I'm glad
somebody come save her.
She don't want to be saved, but I'm just saying it happens.
Caller, you on the air?
What up, though, y'all? You know it's Monday. I'm never usually calling.
Good morning, Miss Rhea.
Miss Rhea.
Y'all know what I'm about to say. Get up off Shani.
Miss Rhea, bye.
They don't ever want to see the point.
No,
Miss Rhea,
but
you
look,
know
actually, I agree with yeah, I agree with you, Brittany. I'm not spending $40,000 on a wedding. But furthermore, nobody's gonna know what I spent on my wedding.
Right.
You're not gonna know what we spent. So if it's gonna look good, just because it looked good to you and you may have thought that's what I spent, I might have endorsements, I might have sponsorship. This person might have paid for this. You don't know what I paid.
Resources.
So
right.
I got resources.
Ms. Rhea.
So don't just assume that she got it because she got this. No, I can walk around with a Louis Vuitton that was handed down to me from generations. That don't mean I spent that money.
Ms. Rhea.
It's the visual. It's what people think we got.
The one car situation. The one car situation. Are you willing to make that sacrifice?
Thank you, Ms. Rhea.
Listen, you're willing to make her sacrifice for something bigger. It's a small sacrifice.
That is a real hard one. I'm not gonna lie, and maybe I am spoiled.
I don't think it's
16.
Y'all went
so you mean to tell
I don't think it's about being spoiled.
Wait a second, Miss Rhea.
That's why we're single. I mean, it's a catch-22. Yes, it's a catch-22.
Girl, clock that orange.
So Miss Rhea, you and your dude, he has a vision. He's moving towards that vision. Things are going to be sacrificed.
You said it right before you started to say husband, then you said dude. No, if it's my husband,
so your husband
for the right person.
So your husband has a vision.
Yes, right? My husband has a vision, but not my dude.
Okay, your husband, he has a vision. right now, y'all have the one car.
This acrimony.
But the vision is so much bigger than this car. You're going to have multiple cars after we're done.
We agree with that.
Are you willing to make the small sacrifice?
I guess how long?
For one, it's not a small sacrifice, but for two, yes.
Catching it, but you gotta catch the bus.
But just catch it, right?
Anything.
Because here's the thing, and this is why the dudes that start making the money act the way that they act, because you don't want to get it. You don't want to get in the mud with me, but now you want to be spending with me. So if you're not willing to get in the mud and fight and sacrifice with this man, then you should not have the luxury of spending and doing all these other things.
But guess what?
So many
it
women.
Doesn't matter.
But who said
what do you mean it doesn't matter?
Listen. We're agreeing, Brittany. We're agreeing on the same thing. You just like to go back and forth.
No,
but we're agreeing.
I'm gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna call her later.
No.
We're agreeing. But the difference is you gonna not want to be with me because I ain't going through the mud with you. But you get a new person. She ain't been through the mud. She don't know nothing about your past. So either way, you're still gonna be with somebody that wants you for your money. Sorry, dude. Either way you go.
Brit just making it seem like I'm just ain't
I agree
a good
with
person.
Brit. Absolutely.
Me and Miss Rhea
if that's my husband,
me and Miss Rhea on the same page.
If that's my husband, I'm gonna look out and do. Yes, I have seen it.
That's
you do what you got to do.
To be honest,
but that title that makes a difference. I'm tired of people. That's the difference between a husband and a wife.
So,
people say, well, why would you struggle?
That's all I'm
because
asking.
That's my husband.
That's
my husband.
Are you willing to
I'm
make
not
the
gonna
sacrifice?
struggle with a boyfriend. I'm not gonna struggle and sacrifice with a boyfriend.
You shouldn't.
I'm not gonna struggle and sacrifice with somebody that's not ready to commit to me.
So
that's the difference between a husband and a wife.
That's all I was asking. I was asking, are you willing to sacrifice? That's it. Shanny said she's not.
Well, yes, I'm willing to sacrifice. It's just gonna be hard.
That's the answer. So, Ms. Rhea.
That's all I needed to know.
Rhea,
yes,
you can either stay online and watch the video with us.
I know I'm getting off my dog.
She said, I don't know about this.
I was passionate.
You're passionate. So,
no, I'm watching on YouTube today. That's why I called from my cell phone.
Thank you, Miss Rhea. We appreciate you.
Get it, baby. All right, y'all.
All right. So
she's like, baby duties gotta go.
Brittany,
right?
Shanny, yes. I have the.
This is the video.
I was watching. I was watching, and this is the answer to most of every man's problem. And if he asks a woman this, I promise you, relationships will be a whole lot smoother. But the woman has to give the truth. Play the video. See how he did?
No.
Play the video.
You love me, teach me. Teach me how to show up for you. Teach me, how to buy gifts for you, what type of gifts you like. Teach me what type of dates that you like to go on. Like, teach me how I can be that support system for you without overstepping my bounds or without bossing you around. Like, teach me how you like to be guided. Teach me what conflict resolution works best. Teach me how to talk to you. A lot of us come into relationships and we be expecting the other person to just show up knowing. And that's not reality. Every relationship is different. So it's like we got to be willing to walk in this thing, sit down at that table and have a real honest conversation. Like, I know you used to doing things this way, but I value this. I know you used to talking this way, but I value that. You understand what I'm saying? So that way we on the same page. But if we just walk into this thing expecting the other person to just know how we are and know what we value, the relationship don't have a chance to be successful.
So, this is...
All he did was put some music behind that.
He said a lot.
No, he said a lot. I know what he said.
Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. When a man don't, just even picking some smallest, picking a place to go eat. No, I don't want to eat that.
Listen, I give you what I want to eat.
Exactly.
I just don't understand why you have to go into every relationship having to teach everything. Some things should just be...
You know what?
I'm serious. Some things should just be common sense. Yes, I get it. As y'all grow, y'all gonna start to learn y'all likes and dislikes.
So you
y'all have
everything about you?
No, that's what I just said. You're not gonna know everything. Y'all sit down, y'all learn likes, dislikes, things like that. But the basic things going into...
Like what's basic?
He gonna say some, teach me how to appreciate or love you. And it's just like...
That's what he said.
What did he say?
He said...
Exactly. It's just like
he said,
teach me how you like to be loved.
Loved, yeah, because the whole thing.
But some people don't even know how they like to be loved.
And some people been the top. What the heck?
What did she just say?
I'm about to throw this hot coffee.
Miss Rhea, come get her.
Come
Miss
get
Rhea,
her.
come get her. Come back. Miss Rhea, come get her.
Call back.
Like, this is why I have to go back and
call
forth.
back.
Miss
Call
Rhea.
back.
But if you're down to one card, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Anne Marie says, I'm late to the conversation, but what's your definition of legacy versus lifestyle? Because
cannot your chosen lifestyle nurture a strong legacy?
Exactly.
No.
It's a chosen lifestyle.
For example, nobody wants to sacrifice having one vehicle. Like nobody wants. That's part of the lifestyle.
It's a little shaky.
I like what Oscar Porter said. He said, "New mud is different," and it's true.
I've been preaching.
I just said mud.
No, I was saying he was agreeing with you.
Yeah. Caller, you on the air?
Hey, caller. I'm done. I quit.
Top of the top, team. How y'all doing?
Hey, good morning.
Tell me, I want to. You know you my
everybody
dog.
just gonna start with me.
No, listen. No, it ain't even like that. I just want you to be more realistic with certain stuff that you be saying. Everybody don't have a support system. So, like, when you saying stuff like, "Oh, what about the village? What about the village?" Unfortunately, telling you, everybody don't be having that. Some people lose their village as soon as they get married. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Because somebody, back to what Brittany was saying, well, I'm not about to have a big wedding with a bunch of people that don't like this and that or whatever. She's right, because it goes back to, oh, we don't like who you married, so we not about to look out. We not about to support. Trust me, I know. I've been through it, and I'm still going through it. So I get what you're saying, and that sounds good in theory, but for the most part, a lot of people lose that village that you speak of when they get married because of jealousy or whatever other goofy reason you could think of.
I get what you're saying to a certain extent. However, that's why I don't believe in the no new friends, because as you get older, you're gonna shed some people and you're gonna gain some people, and essentially whoever you invite or choose to have in your circle, you are choosing them. So now we need to choose strategic people that are going to be in our life that's further beyond, hey, can I go out and turn up with you? No. Can you support me when I fall off? Are you really going to be there when stuff get rocky? Those
so you talking about having people with, you talking about bringing in people with purpose. I get that.
Essentially, because like I said, we're not 20 or 21 no more.
But that ain't what you said.
We can't just, that's what I said. That's what I'm saying now.
Shitty be changing in the mid-conversation.
You know what?
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
I've
been saying that the whole time.
Ty know how to save her ass. That's what
Ty always comes save
be
her.
Like, listen, shout out to Ty, shout out to Miss Real, because they always come through and save
so much hope for Shani.
Yeah. It's hope there. It's hope.
Actually, hey, listen, today I actually wasn't even trying to shoot Telly no bail. I was just trying to get her to understand.
See,
I have no hope.
Well, maybe not she understand, because you did she'll give her an alley-oop. He was like you in the trap house. He was like you in the trap house. You're like, that door right there.
No, for real, because look.
When I'm like that Tupac line, ain't no hope for the future.
The future is the sacrifice.
Ain't hope for the future.
Yeah, the future is the sacrifice. Don't miss out on what you want.
Great show, y'all. I'm about to keep tapping in. Love y'all.
Thank you. Okay.
Hey, look, I would be very honest with you. I never met a woman who was willing to sacrifice unless it was for the child. You understand what I'm saying? In a relationship,
I don't even know that's the case anymore.
I know. It's crazy. This is probably the last white woman I was
caller,
cool
call
with.
back in.
This is probably the last one.
Was that the good caller?
That was the caller.
Oh, that caller?
No. I wouldn't encourage that.
That was Dory. That was Dory.
Amen.
Same man. So I met a white woman who was very much like that, right? Her sacrifice was actually her own family. Saying that she left her own family. She was gone roughly about 13 years of her life. And so that means she was gone out of 13 years out of her 15-year-old life, right? Mm-hmm. And she just had a newborn. She put up for adoption to her sister. But when she came back a multi-millionaire, right? Mm-hmm. She said, but she had to leave in order to do that because the opportunity was that. And she said,
sound like the movie Double Platinum.
Where's that at?
Go on.
I'll tell you later.
This is a white woman.
This was Diana Ross.
Oh, Diana Ross and
Brandy. She left the family.
I never watched that movie.
That's what she did. She left the family to go become something.
But this is why women wind up going for Microsoft. She's the one why how Microsoft and Cisco even connected together.
So she sacrificed her family.
She sacrificed everything.
So how does her family feel now?
Well, now her family is beautiful with it, but at first,
but they probably have went through some things.
Yeah, they didn't see the vision
for the past. So now her 15-year-old is like 32.
Oh, this was some time.
Yeah, she's like 31 to 32 years old.
Gotcha.
So, but they are perfectly fine.
Now.
They got one of the biggest houses out there in Gross.
Yeah, they probably still got some trauma.
Yeah,
right. So
they are able to understand it now because they're older.
Now, the adopted child, the sister did the good thing, did the great thing. Still raised the baby as a daughter. Mm-hmm. But when the mother got back home, they connected and got everything together with that. So it's kind of dope.
Call you on the air.
Hey man.
Same man.
Same man.
I'm not understanding.
Oh, Shan.
I don't know what Shan live on Mars somewhere.
Yeah.
No, so what do you need better understanding with? What part?
Ty got her trip back home. She came back.
I think it was, you said it a little while back though. I think men after the video, men got to stop being looked at as mind readers first and foremost.
All right, I'll give you some claps.
First and foremost.
Okay.
Second, it's like we have to like we value. This is what we valued as, like brother said in the video. We are valued as workhorses, ATMs, and nothing else. As black men, first and foremost.
That's a damn shame.
I don't know. I don't really agree with that though.
Okay.
But
I knew you wouldn't. But
yeah.
I knew you wouldn't.
I don't know, because I just mean, are the women that y'all getting not working or just doing something?
For the majority, Shan, not us. The majority.
You just talking the majority.
I'm just
Not me, not Mr. Miles, not Todd. The majority.
Well, it goes back to what Britt said.
Don't put me in it.
Just pick wiser.
Don't you put me in it.
That's what you said.
I did, but don't you put me in
it. I didn't put you in the situation. You were just in a conversation.
Good. Not your rapper.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now she want to rhyme something.
I think that once we get to that place where we realize that equity is the only thing between each other, equity is the only thing that's gonna save us, then we'll be at that place. But other than that, like we cook as a community, because it's we don't understand that the other communities look at equity, build equity with each other as everyday life. We look at it as a foreign concept. You know how many comments I read? I looked at a video yesterday. I read the comments. I ain't never doing X, Y, and Z for no man. He ain't never got to worry about this. Blah blah. That's our community. Other communities know. Hey, as long as we build, like Britt said all the time, she watch other people do what they supposed to do.
Yeah.
And flourish.
Well, they understand what sacrifice means.
We don't.
Yeah, because we don't, and just to hear it, it's like, wow,
that's
I get
crazy.
it.
We never will. If I go walk into a Chinese restaurant right now, the whole family back there. They not saying, oh, the man this, the woman this, the kid, the whole family back there.
Even the cat. Well, at least for a little bit.
Everybody.
Okay.
That's not true in
He ain't gonna be back there for long.
It's only true in their country.
I know.
Yeah, it's not true here.
Well,
it's crazy.
Well, either way,
and
I like Chinese
we go through this every single day. We go back and forth every single day. We should be this. The men
I'm not going back and forth.
We all literally know what's the right thing. There's so much rebelliousness. There's so much infighting. So much division that. Like and the blueprint is just laid out. It's laid out for us, but we refuse to follow it. But that's all I'm.
All right then, Cal. Thank you for giving us a call.
Thank you, Cal.
You already know what time it is. It's 10:30 to the hour. We'll be right back. Y'all watching the Rise and Grind Morning Show right here on podcast. Again, don't forget, go check out YouTube and subscribe. It's Rise and Grind Morning Show, all one word, all lowercase. Do it, damn it. Subscribe. Amen.
Get ready for a night of lyrics and laughter. April 19th in Music Hall with Grammy Award winner Chrisette Michele. Also, the smooth sounds of Kindred, the Family Soul. And on the same show, get your laugh on with comedian Bruce Bruce.
Man, I went to church with my aunt. Twitch didn't get up to 12:30. We didn't leave out of Friday evening by 4 o'clock.
And your celebrity host, Omar Gooding. Tickets on sale now. Available at Ticketmaster and the Music Hall box office.
So I'm gonna be like Queen Latifah and these bitches set it off. I ain't risking my life for no $2,000. You got $1 million in the hood. Somebody gonna fuck around and rob that motherfucker. You see a bitch, and smack a bitch.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
All men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair.
Hey, real quick, I know you guys are enjoying the show. Yes, we are always having a good time on the Rise and Grind show. But please, do me a favor. Go to YouTube, type in Rise and Grind Morning Show. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Therefore, you can always be in tune with our live content and interact with us, be in the comments, and we can keep bringing dope, hot content to you. Now, we're going right back to the show.
I'm sorry.
You weren't.
Shut up.
You just weren't sorry.
Well, see, that's why you got to learn how to sacrifice your lifestyle. I just sacrificed my lifestyle right now.
I've made sacrifices in my life.
Brittany.
I have.
You made sacrifices?
Yes, I have.
Some are bigger, some are smaller. Everybody's sacrifice not the same.
Very true. I agree. I totally agree. But Brittany.
I've made sacrifices in my life.
I just want to know, can you just give me an example of one?
When my sister got sick.
Oh, good. Oh, dope. Yeah. Okay.
So now, I've made sacrifices in my life.
So now you want to...
No, I'm saying you asked the question because you thought I was being funny, but I wasn't being funny. I stopped acting.
You worse than that damn Q. Q made me cry. You almost made me cry.
Those are things
Damn it, I don't want to eat healthy.
Those are sacrifices.
Those are real sacrifices, especially when you're going through something like that. The sacrifice. I'm not gonna lie. My mother first got sick. She was like, Pete, we need to talk. And in the process, as we talked, I realized she really thought that was going to be a big sacrifice for me. Right?
Well, losing your mother was a sacrifice.
No, I'm talking about, this is my mother talking to me about how our lifestyle had to change.
Yeah.
Because how her eating habits had to change, no salt. So imagine eating no salt on chicken back then.
I made those sacrifices as well.
Yeah.
Like even fasting is there's sacrifices.
Yeah.
I understand it. And that's another reason that people should fast. You're sacrificing for something bigger. That's why I understand what it is.
Yeah.
And my thing is, it's not always going to be like that.
Yeah,
so that's why I asked the question, do you really want a marriage? Do you really want to be with a partner? Because sometimes that may happen.
Yeah.
You might have one car.
And you know what?
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, trust me. I've actually been through that, like, to be funny and all of that. I've actually been through that in a relationship where we had to figure out how to get two people to where they needed to go with one vehicle.
But was it 40, 50 minutes away?
No.
So what I'm saying,
I mean, typically, but think about it, unless you are relocating or traveling, people don't typically go for jobs that are 40, 50 minutes away.
What I'm saying,
it don't make sense.
My father worked 40, 50 minutes away from his job. I know a guy who works 50 minutes from his job.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's not true.
Typically,
they've been relocated.
Exactly. That's what I just said. They've been relocated. But typically, when people go for something or apply for a job, they're looking in their common area, common time and radius. They're not going
everything
40, 50 minutes. Because who want to do that every day if they don't have to?
Because
some people do.
They do.
Majority of everybody you know who work at a plant works 40, 50 minutes
40
from
or
that plant.
50 minutes away from the plant.
Yeah. They be lucky if they get a job.
If they get the job 10 minutes away from there. But I'm saying, like, life, you're sacrificing in life. This is why marriages are failing, because people don't want to make the sacrifices and people aren't having these real conversations.
I can't tell you how many people I know worked at the airport and they was damn near an hour away.
Yeah. I mean, if it makes sense for the benefits and the money, sure. However, when you go on Indeed or however you find your job search, you're looking for close proximity that when you wake up in the morning, you like, oh, okay, this is about 20 minutes. This is about 15 minutes.
So do you think everything should be within a 15-mile radius?
Not everything, but the things that you frequent, yeah.
Okay, let me put this camera on me. Let me show you how delusional.
Get your shine on.
Let me get my shine on. So
I'm really feeling like Tupac right now.
It's no
I'm
hope.
really feeling like there's no hope for the future.
She said,
but the truth is that
she said, Indeed.
What's wrong with that? Is that not how people finding jobs? They don't call you back for real. But
so Shannon, just so you know, Indeed just came out. Okay.
When did it? Did it just come out?
At least 4 or 5 years. And
it worked for me.
Let me explain something. So, Shani,
I am so worried about Shani and her children. I'm really worried about these kids, y'all. I really feel like these kids not gonna eat.
They gonna eat.
I feel like these kids gonna be malnourished.
Do you see their mom? The kids gonna eat
chicken fingers.
The kids gonna eat. They're not gonna starve.
I'm worried about these kids.
They're not gonna starve.
I'm also worried about her husband. God bless the man that Shani.
Please, I received that. God bless him.
I really believe that this man is in for a rude awakening.
What I will say, it will take a strong individual.
Strong,
but it'll be worth it.
More like Hercules.
I don't see where it's gonna be worth it at.
It'll be worth it.
I feel like Greg Power said, please, because Shani just getting on my damn nerves.
The man gonna be working so much, he ain't gonna know what to do. What did he say?
He said other ethnic groups. He ain't want to say ethnicities.
Other ethnic groups teach their little girls to be wives, but as a black community, we teach our girls how to be bed independent. Don't need a man as women who say things like, "I ain't struggling with no man. He better come with X, Y, Z already."
Damn, and she don't even got A, B, or C. So
yeah, I mean, you got a point.
So
well, you are, yeah, and that goes for the black men and the black women that are teaching these daughters all of that.
Yeah, because black men don't do no
black
better.
Men some of them ain't doing no better.
Yeah, they don't teach their daughters no more about how to be a lady.
That's true.
What I will say is this though: when it comes down to women sacrificing, there's chances slim to none in a relationship. Men compromise way more. We'll be like, hey man, say man, don't worry about it, right? Women would say, oh no, fuck that, you gotta do this, or I'm feeling like this.
Well, okay.
What you mean? Okay.
They saying Shani live on Mars.
That's wild work. I don't know. Maybe it's not for you. It's not for everybody. I will say that.
GB said, Shan, that's not realistic.
Okay, how far was your job away from where you lived?
I mean, well, technically, how far is here from you?
Now I'm a little closer, so it's 15 minutes. I used to be 18, 19. So that's what I'm saying. It's close proximity. So because every single day,
if it was further, you wouldn't have did it. I'm asking.
Realistically, it depends.
Okay, so
it depends on if it really makes sense.
So now you're with Rise and Grind.
Yes.
Right? Let's say that the building has to be maybe 35, 40 minutes from here. Mm-hmm. Are you still coming?
Yeah. It's the initial start of things is what I'm saying. When you start something, you're not starting far. Okay. You typically want to start close. Now, if like I said in the instance that you have to relocate or you have to,
like Miles has to relocate.
Yeah,
these viewpoints.
They still want you to be a part of the team. Are you still going to be? I'm asking. Are you still going to be a part of the team?
Yes.
Okay.
Now that's fine because I'm invested in it. I'm in it. I get it. So that now it comes to where we got to make it work.
I hope Jenny meets a man that changes
that
her
gets me.
life.
That just gets me. That's it.
He just has to.
He get me. I get him. We get each other.
He gotta grow you up. That's all.
I know.
She need a grown man.
I know what he gotta do.
It's a weak thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
He gotta get her.
Yeah.
It's a wee thing.
He got to clock that ice.
Yeah. But he has to be older than her.
Definitely.
Yeah, I see that now.
She needs somebody about 10, 12 years older than her.
I see that now because it's like, oh my God.
Well, you can't have two delusional people together because dudes your age just as delusional as you.
So So you tell me.
I mean, that could be good. That could be good.
No, that could be
smart bus don't move no further than 20 minutes.
Because we could be delusional in different areas, so the delusion don't have to be the same.
Shani, you know how far? Toledo's only 45 minutes away.
Correct. I visited. Yeah, but it was for me. It wasn't for her.
So if you had a man living,
she's not gonna do it.
How about if you meet your guy?
No.
Right?
She said no.
Yeah, because that happened, and I didn't continue to talk.
And he's from Toledo. You ain't.
No, I to spend the $40,000 on this wedding.
But you're 40. Okay. But he's 40 minutes. He's 40 minutes.
How I feel right now, goddamn it. If you could be that delusional, I'm going to be Data on Star Trek. Go ahead. Continue.
You do this on other days other than today. But
I digress.
Yeah. Like I said.
You digress me, don't listen to Shani.
Because
that's her world.
Yes.
For me, I hope that it happens.
Me.
But the reality is, it probably won't. And when she experiences it, then she'll be like, oh, I finally understand what everyone was talking about. Like, Shani's the type of person that has to experience it.
Yes.
Because she really thinks.
That's what I be trying to get the people to understand. I gotta see this for myself.
She has to experience it because here's the thing. Like, she really think, like, when she had her kids, that they gonna eat all the food that she makes. And they're gonna be wasteful. But in her mind, she thinks that they're definitely going to, and she thinks when she get this man, that she gonna have this $40,000 wedding. But then when she see how it start adding up,
things add up quick. That's how y'all keep getting to the 40,000. Because my wedding not gonna be 40.
Bring it back, right?
So it's gonna be nice.
That's why I'm saying you just have to experience things.
Yeah.
Due to the star data.
Shut up, Miles. I just realized that Shani just has to go through things.
Thank you for letting me be me.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
You just have to go through things.
Yeah.
And when you start actually going through some things in life, I think your conversation is going to change.
Yeah, because I'm gonna call you like, you know what?
Calvin say she lives on Mars, bro.
Yeah, I visit here every day.
Hey, man, meet, man.
I think that's just what it is. She just hasn't experienced those things, and when she does, then her conversation will change.
And the truth is, when we go through things, we equate other things to that thing all the time. We equate it to the worst thing or the worst equation we ever had to solve in school. We looking at our worst essay we ever had to do. So we equate because we got an A on this test that we gonna ace all the tests.
I pretty much am.
But the only reason
for myself.
But at the same time,
am I going to sacrifice my lifestyle for my legacy?
I mean,
I got to sacrifice my body.
That's a whole nother topic, but yes.
I mean, that's what it's going to be. You got to sacrifice your body.
Now, Shani, I know what you have now. Trumpetal syndrome.
What? Is that real?
What is
Trumpetal syndrome?
Yeah, I wanted to laugh, but it might be real.
No, it's the delusion of Trump. No, too soon.
The minute I want to take you serious and asking for understanding, this is what you call.
So GP said more than half the Toledo plant workers make that 45-minute drive both ways every day because that's the sacrifice they got to make.
Yeah, because it's good money and benefits. I get it.
Well, I think you don't understand. Like, life is a sacrifice, and you're going to sacrifice something.
Yes, I agree. I have, but in my lifetime, I've definitely sacrificed.
So that's why I feel like you would be a little bit more understanding.
Or maybe that's why she's not, because she feel like she sacrificed enough.
Oh, I've sacrificed a lot. I've sacrificed a lot of my youth years because my great grandma had to come and move in with us, and she had dementia, so the whole family dynamic and structure changed. I had to essentially assist, so I get it. Sacrificing, literally, I'm up helping her. You know what I'm saying? Get ready before I go to school.
Ever want to go back that route?
if I don't have, don't have to, but I get that you do have to sacrifice something. Like,
I would speak as the Godfather.
So I feel like you in life, you're gonna have to make sacrifices. I get that. I'm not saying that you're not. I understand that concept.
But I'm saying it in the sense of you want marriage, and that's the problem with people in marriage. Like, marriage is going to go through some things.
Yeah, for sure.
Call you on the air.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Dorian.
Oh shit! What up, though, Darren? Good morning.
He's woke.
I'm been woke. I find it very fascinating how a certain generation, I'm not going to name them, who want everything perfect, live in a fairy tale. If it don't work, if it's not perfect, then I'm just shutting down. I don't want to be a part of it. And that's not reality. That's not how it goes. And unfortunately, that looks like that is just where we are at with the zeitgeist, with people in their thoughts, what they want. And it's like, if it's not like this, if it's not perfect, that temperature isn't this perfectly right, or if he doesn't look like this or she doesn't look like that, and I have choices. No, you don't. You really don't. You really don't have that many choices. You might want to like someone that likes you, and stick with that and try to make it work. And I think that'd be the problem with most people. And it doesn't really matter what age it is. People don't want to work for whatever it is that they feel like they deserve anyway.
Damn, that was good, greatly put together. But how long you wrote that? That once was an essay and you was in college.
No. Look, I ain't never been to school. I done sold drugs up at the colleges, but I ain't never was
Damn. The viewpoints of Dorian Denard is not ours here at Podcasting. Thank you.
Yeah.
The statute of limitations, that was 30 years ago. But what I'm saying is, we have to, anything worth having is worth working for. It really is. And it's not, go ahead.
I got a question for you. Because one girl, some young lady, I ain't going to say no names, but she had a show on Wednesdays. She had told me that sometimes I wasn't willing to fight for the relationship, so it must not have been worth nothing. And I told her, why would you even want to chance our relationship in the ring? You feel me?
Right.
Because, why would you, instead of saying, hey, because I sat down, we talked plenty of times, but we still did not come up with a conclusion on how we was going to go about each other. You just said, you get what I'm saying? Like, that was supposed to be just it. And I'm like, I heard you, but it still was in your favor.
Yeah. It's always in their favor. Like you said before, this is the reason why women get upset when they go out and there ain't no man talking to them. Honestly, we already know what you want, your end game, and it does not do something then at all. And at all.
Yeah.
And all we really want is loyalty.
And honesty. Yeah, loyalty and honesty. Because we try you out at the bar. When we ask you, so what you drinking, and then we see you got 2 beer bottles in front of you, or 2 shot glasses, and you talking about, I've been drinking this all night. No, you haven't.
No, you haven't. Right? You're lying. Stop lying.
Yeah.
And you know why they lie? You know why they lie, Miles? You know why they really lie? Because we don't hold them accountable for it anyway. When we're one mind thinking, most guys, you know what we're thinking about. If you think about that, you will overlook all of this other stuff. And then when you finally get in a relationship, like you say, the 2 tenets, loyalty and honesty, is not even permitted. And then, mind you now, you got to live up to all of these standards. And the moment you don't, you're going to lose your money. You're going to you could possibly lose your freedom. And I don't think women even understand that. This is why we're not talking to y'all at the bar. We're looking for loose women. That's it. We need these perfect, because we know you're lying when you're doing all of it. We know you're full of shit when you're doing all of it. You don't want to be honest because it doesn't benefit you to be honest. It doesn't benefit you to be loyal. And that part is, I feel like most guys will never predict their taste in life as far as having somebody in their corner to love on. Right? And then women, on the flip side, they've had several opportunities, and they botched it because, well, I don't like what he's doing, or how much money he makes, or how he looks, or where he lives at, or how far far, I got to travel. You don't want to work. Everything given to you on a platter, but then when the platter could be a plastic platter, you don't want it. It's still a platter, but that's all I've got to say. It's just kind of, I hear this all the time, why women go out and why men ain't hollering at them, and it's because we know the end game. Most of them know what you want. That's why we rather just search for the low-hanging fruit and get that and get them back home. So,
then get them back home.
And that's that, because it's not worth us sacrificing our financial freedom. A lot of brothers have sacrificed going to college, doing the things that they're supposed to do. Then you get a woman who's looking at you like, well, it's still not enough. And then if I lie, if I mess up, if I fumble, then I'm going to lose everything. You just get everything. Well, I have kids with you. Blah, 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 blah. I was here with you for 5 years. Look what happened. Have you seen what's going on with Baby and
Tony Braxton?
Mm-hmm. It's the wildest thing ever. Like, you knew
they
was foul. Yeah, and then the moment you get married, they've been married, and then now she wants a divorce. That's it. But you knew he was already out here doing what he was doing.
Yeah, you know he like boys.
Oh, they about to get a divorce.
You know he like boys. Right, you know he like boys. You know he got randos all over the place.
Because we're in a generation that practices marriage and divorce all the time.
Definitely.
So it's easy for them to do that. Because people don't understand marriage it's work.
Yeah, I agree, because I feel like a lot of people feel like they have options, like Dorian was saying, and they don't.
But the grass is always going to be greener on the other side, or it's always going to look greener.
Yeah, just water your own grass.
Because it's always going to be somebody cuter. It's always going to be somebody that make more money. It's always going to be somebody that is better.
Yeah.
So my thing is work with what you already have.
That's why J. Cole said, "Love yours."
And a lot of times that's an illusion, because people put on PR fronts on a daily.
Exactly.
They put on PR fronts. We're never really who we are presenting to the world. So they think the grass is green, and all that really is green paint.
Yep. In reality, Baby saying he was worth over 800 million, right? And then now he's saying he's worth only 160.
Cool.
Baby. Right.
I don't even know why that even happened.
I know why.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that they would go for each other, but who am I?
Both of them just acting like two different people that they're not.
They're not.
Exactly.
She should have made it work with her husband.
She's trying to follow the script of a lot of these tired old R&B or B-list actresses, trying to choose up and find them an athlete or entertainer they can more or less retire off, right? They be with them 5-6 years. Then, hey, I'm you going on and I get my little $100 million. That's a lick. If it's $10 million, it's a lick. Especially for someone who don't own their own publishing, who don't really know what's checking for them. You're not going to get no $500,000, $200,000 movie picture. And so they got to do all of these sort of things. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
And they fall for it because, well, I'm thinking, bro, you out here handling, look, you pitching and hitting, bro.
Damn.
And you playing with a little girl.
He's saying he pitching and hitting.
You know, you doing everything. And I think she knew all about that anyway. You know, so, yeah, that's all I got to say, y'all. You know, always.
All right,
thank you, Dorian. We appreciate you.
For sure.
I had no idea that this was happening.
Yeah. Because when I saw it, I'm like, they look like an odd couple together. But again, who am I? You know, but
when they together look like Uncle Fester and Wednesday going together.
Just look a little.
I know that they were dating, but I never knew that they were married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't either.
She should have just made it work with her.
Yeah, maybe they just had the ceremony.
I'm sure they wouldn't cost more than $40,000.
Yeah, I mean, where's the pictures?
He doesn't seem like a husband, anyway, or
a wedding person,
man, and that's nothing against him. He just doesn't seem like that's.
But how could you falter when you the rock to Gibraltar? I had to get off the rock so I could walk on. I had to get off the boat so I could walk on water.
Because essentially, if you finish or you
doesn't seem like that would have been his thing.
Yeah, marriage. Mm-hmm.
Some men aren't milk.
Consider he like kissing boys in the mouth. It ain't cute.
That was a long time ago, and I don't think that was real.
It was a long time ago. I believe it's very real.
I don't think it was real.
Well, he said, when you got a son, you don't kiss your son in the mouth.
Like
That's
I
what he
said,
said.
I was gonna say, but that ain't his real son.
Today for legacy. No, I don't. I don't think that average woman is willing to make the sacrifice. And I think that's to sum it up.
Yeah, because back to what Miss Tisha said, I feel like it's because so many people are just focused on now and not the future. Until the future get here, then they like, oh, let me try to prepare. Let me try to prep for it. But
I think people are so worried about what the next person is doing
instead of what they're doing.
That's what they're doing because a lot of women mess up their relationships and their marriages and men as well because they're always looking at the next person. Again, it's always going to be somebody that's better.
That's true.
So my thing is the chick on the video wanted to go outside because obviously she was hanging out with females that's outside.
And she said she was with him for 13 years.
Prior to them getting together,
but she wants to go outside.
Yeah, and I feel like it's nothing wrong with that.
Who are outside? If she was hanging around women that's doing the same thing she's doing, she's not gonna be worried about going outside.
I think you need to find.
I mean, it's different. You got it's different levels of outside. Mothers should still go outside. Fathers should still go outside.
But you got to be with people that's on the same wavelength as you.
For sure.
Like you have no business really being with. If you're a married woman, you've been married for so long, it ain't really too much you can do with single women.
I agree. I agree.
The reason why she's feeling like that is because she's clearly hanging with single women.
Yeah, and she see the fun that she's used to having.
She think that she sees the fun that she used to having because that's why you settled down and got married to begin with. You got tired of going to the park shaking your rump.
Okay. Going home with nothing.
That's my point. So I believe you should always have balance.
That's a good point.
But that's what's happening. So now you're about to mess up a 13-year marriage for some
with two kids,
stuff.
Exactly. And then when you go outside and shake your rump,
because 13 years ago it was okay.
And you're gonna understand why that lifestyle wasn't the best for you.
Again, people that I've known that's been married 20 plus years, they say every 7 years there's an itch that happens.
Yeah.
And every 7 years, that's where it seems like the marriage start to get into a little rump.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 13. They're working on 7
exactly.
if you think about it.
Yeah.
So if you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a nugget that I was taught. So, yeah, because you're going to change.
I'm going to listen to your nuggets. They be working.
Yeah, it's...
They be working,
Too much the nuggets be working.
Like I said, Tupac, ain't no hope for the future. It might be, because Miss Rhea definitely agreed today, which is unusual.
Yeah, no, seriously. Because I'm like, Miss Rhea, you ain't for me today.
She usually be with Shanny. That's because they twins.
Okay, that's why I'm like, Miss Rhea, you ain't for me today?
But again, the average woman is looking at another woman.
Yeah,
thinking she's missing out.
That is true,
and really, that's the problem.
And really, a lot of times she's just lucky to be dodging them bullets.
Okay, well, and you don't see that until later because you thinking you missing.
My mom was that woman too. I seen like she was at home building a family, and her friends was out having themselves, but she has her family.
Yeah, but look now, she has that legacy. She's passing on to you. You're gonna pass it on to your.
But she understood. Okay, I have to sacrifice this right now, and she told me the same thing. It was always business before pleasure. I was always taught that. So hey, Brittany, get it done so then you don't have to worry about it later. That her and my father taught me that. Like, just do it now, get it out the way so you can go do what you want to do. Yes. So it's like, okay, I have to make this sacrifice now.
Yes, do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's
no, Cal, because it's different levels of outside. See,
she said me and Britt to go outside, and she said what she wanted to do outside. So we know in that video what she was talking about.
Outside, because for me, outside can just be going to get something to eat, having a nice little wop.
That ain't outside that she talking about. She said, "I want to shake it." That's
you can shake it in the chair at the restaurant,
but as a married woman,
I get it though. It is that's why I say no. That's why I say it's different levels.
But as a married woman,
let me look at you, Shani, for a minute.
Listen,
let's be for real.
Say you talking to the wall.
Can I ask a question?
Hey,
sure.
Man,
as a married woman, do you think it's appropriate for a woman to be out at the club shaking her rump, shaking thing like that?
Not by herself, but on her man. Yes.
First of all, a man will let her really. First of all,
okay, I'll give you that one.
Here we go.
No, I'm saying like
I'm talking about my house.
She's married. So
and my supposed to be like, because ain't no man gonna want his woman outside doing that, even if it's for him. Like, why are we acting like we cannot have fun? Why are we stop having fun in a relationship?
You just said it's not appropriate
for a woman to do it by herself. No, because phones is out everywhere now.
So then, what would be her purpose for going outside in that type of manner?
Atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because at regular clubs and stuff, you can't get the music in it. That's why every time I ask you and we go out to eat, I'm like, as long as I got me a little music, a vibe, I'm okay. So you have to go to those
situation though.
Yeah, she not.
I'm saying for that situation,
key thing for women having a lifestyle, you gotta listen. Go ahead.
I'm trying. Calling you on the air.
Y'all so silly.
Oh, okay, Miss Rhea again.
The baby in the background. Go ahead.
I just want to say before I forget, y'all know I forget stuff fast. But our generations, I think we got screwed up with Big Mama and them. Big Mama and Big Daddy. We saw them, but they kept things to themselves. So we had this image of love as sacrifice, and we seeing Big Mama make Big Daddy plate and him working. That's how I grew up. My dad, my mom took her home. She ended up getting a job later, but my parents got divorced when I was like 11 or 12. So my foundation was both parents in the home. I saw my dad working. I saw my mom. I didn't see us missing anything. Okay. So when that transition happened, when they got divorced, of course, my mom gonna try to hide that she's a single mother because you keep that away from your kids. But what that did for me and my sister, in hindsight, it made us look at independence differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
My father, since I had that foundation of a man taking care of home, that's what I prefer a man do. Because that's what I feel like they're supposed to do. Because that's what I saw. But you get out here in reality, and you're like, you got to do all this stuff by yourself. You don't have to, but that's what you see. You see all these women being independent, and you're like, okay, I can be independent. But I'm like, no. When I started getting older and out here for real, I'm like, I want a man for myself to be a provider. And I don't think it's anything wrong with that, but it is if you're doing it maliciously. Men should be providers, and women should be submissive. I do believe that. But we misconstrue it so much because the big mamas, when they got older, they said, I wouldn't have stayed with him that long. I dealt with a lot dealing with your granddaddy. I would have been left that nigga.
Yeah.
They really messed our heads up because their sacrifice, they pushed us to do what they couldn't do.
Ooh. All the time.
So that's the difference for me, but it's all in how you look at it in your upbringing, what God's telling you to do. I do believe I'll be a wife. A submissive wife. We ain't gonna have one car though. I pray we don't have to go through it.
You know what, Miss Rhea? Miss Rhea.
Because I don't want to be tested that way. Lord, please don't test me. I'll pass.
Don't tell him no, because he gonna do it.
Whatever he will.
Just say whatever your will is, Lord. Let thy will be done.
Okay.
I didn't want to forget, but I'll see y'all later.
Yes, see you later, Miss Rhea. Bye. Thank you.
Read what Good Son says.
I don't see Good Son.
Yeah. The new generation is about nothing but money, not real love.
Ooh. Well, love is sacrifice.
That's true.
And if y'all went to Resurrection Sunday, y'all should know what it is.
Because they say the same thing.
That was a sacrifice.
Miss Cheryl said, not even with her man, we can have fun, just keep it clean. I think that goes back to the twerking. And then Terrence said, maybe she used to be a stripper. Now she's a housewife. Can you do both?
You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. However,
they don't act right.
But what you can,
on the dishes, on the crack pipe.
However, what you can do is find a wife that used to be a hoe.
Okay.
You feel me?
So you feel like she can stop?
No, what I'm saying is that a woman once she give herself over to God, right, and she become this God-fearing woman, getting her life together and getting it straight in the process and learning.
Now she want to go preach to everybody.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody got a pass.
But those are the worst ones. The ones that got a pass. Now I want to preach to you.
The one that want to preach.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I feel like God works and uses.
I know a few, and they might reach the right people. However, don't preach to the people who've been preaching to you when you was in your hoism.
That's how I feel too.
Don't do that. So what I'm saying is, I know a couple hoes that turned into wives, but they didn't meet
Terrence
the guy.
said the government messed up black relationships.
They
played a part for sure.
They definitely played a part. I remember watching Drink Champs, and I think I forgot who said it. He said the most powerful thing on earth that we have in America is the love of a black family. Mm-hmm. That right there can cure a lot of disease, a lot of heartache, and a lot of broken hearts. So
yeah, because they thought they were missing something.
I mean, because man, a black woman and a black man that's together and on the same page.
They like each other.
Yeah, they like each
Powerful.
other.
Don't leave that out.
And then have a purpose.
It's
very
powerful.
11-11. Receive that.
At this time, it's 11-11.
Yeah.
My first number is 1, and my last one is 212. So
what?
My first number is 1, and my last number is 1.
Oh, okay.
A very powerful number.
Okay.
And my birthday.
Caller.
And my birthday is 11/17. What up, though?
I got one thing to say about Rhea phone call. I like everything Rhea said, but I got to point one thing out. We got the provider word, like it's thrown around so much. It's like majority of the women don't deserve any of that, like that type of life. But I think it should get to that point, but it should be equity built before it's ever to that point. So it's a fair situation anyway.
Cal, what I would say, whoever hurt you, you need to get your sister to whop their ass, because you absolutely right. But the way you said it sounds like you've been hurt, dear brother. You've been hurt.
No, I'm speaking for the majority, Mr. Mox.
No, it's okay. We all have been.
No, but Mr. Calvin, let's put it like this: have you been hurt?
Before, yeah, but not
it's okay, Cal. It's life.
Yeah.
Not from that type of thing though. Like, it had nothing to do with that type of stuff.
No, I got you, but because man. Hey man, say man. But listen,
I'm not hurt though. I'm providing perspective for the brothers that's out there that don't have that voice,
Thank you. I didn't have that voice until you, Mr. Calvin. So
well, I think y'all keep saying that y'all keep thinking providing is just financial,
right?
And that's where the whole thing keeps getting messed up.
No, I'm talking about overall in the protection, the security, and the stability of that entire lifestyle. A lot of women aren't deserving of that, but they think they are. And then they'll hit
okay, so a man just being a man, a woman doesn't deserve that.
So a woman shouldn't be protected.
That's not.
That's not what he's saying.
Like the woman in the video, the way she was speaking to her husband, she didn't deserve to be provided for.
So provided in what manner?
Because she's expressing
whatever
herself.
The case, whatever it was, whether it was financially, whether it was security, whether it was protection, whatever, she didn't deserve it.
Wow.
Because she was expressing herself. I'm not saying that she was right or wrong, but just her having a conversation.
She was willing to throw her family away for going to shake her ass, like she said in the video, Shan.
Yeah. She
was willing to throw her family away for that.
She did say that. She said, "I don't even want to be married no more. This is why I don't even want to be married no more."
I get it, but that's not necessarily throwing away the family.
For a woman like that.
Well, for me personally, I think it was something else going on in that situation.
It was.
And that was her outlet. Because for me, like, if a woman, again,
she had blue hair.
It's not her first rodeo. That's what I said in the beginning. This is not the first time she's expressed.
I said,
she had blue hair.
Like I said, she said 13 years. I've talked to married people. Mm-hmm. She's getting around that 7th year. Something needs to shift. Yeah. It's comfortable. So my thing is that could have just been an excuse for something deeper. Mm-hmm. And they seem young and they don't really know that part. But that's what I'm saying. Like women say one thing or they'll do something, but really it's an underlining tone. And I think some women don't recognize that for themselves.
But all you have to do is let's go for men and women. See what background they come from.
I agree with that.
Then you will understand what the relationship you gonna have with them is gonna go.
Yes, and that's why I said you need to vet them with their mindset.
Yeah, and unless, hold on, unless seriously, you know that you are willing to take that roller coaster ride. And if you are not willing to take the ride, please do not say, "Okay, I'm willing to get on."
But I think the roller coaster wouldn't even exist if like Rhea said, if there wasn't toxic grandmothers and mothers and things of that nature.
First of all, a lot of them, y'all got to know history when it comes to that, because some of them were doing things because of survival.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So it is deeper than that. A lot of people like that. That's it. Our grandparents and what they had to go through, we did not live that life. Yeah, we did not go through that. So we don't know the sacrifices that they had to make and all the things that they went through. Because guess what? During that time, my great grandmother, they was born in like 1922 or something like slavery. You understand what I'm saying? Like blacks couldn't do anything. So a lot of that was blacks was just surviving. And they didn't have access to the things that we as black people have now. So it's different.
True.
They didn't even get to dream the way that we dream.
They definitely didn't get to
You
dream
understand what I'm saying? So that's totally... Bread was 15 cents, Calvin.
Okay, get you a couple loaves.
I'm not lost on none of that, Bread. I'm not lost on none of that. I'm talking about your mama,
but that's
your
the
daddy,
reality.
your grandma.
What about my grandma stayed with my granddad until the day he died, and she was mad at him and he got sick and everything, but she honored her commitment to him. She said, I would never marry another man, and she did not.
Well,
that is beautiful.
That's beautiful. But so Brittany, like I was about to say, and as I am, as you are, I was not able to dream like you are able to dream now.
Exactly. So that's something like we can't put all of that pressure on our grandparents that came before us, because again, their situations were different than ours.
First of all, dreams didn't even exist.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Only surviving was their only dream or wish.
Yeah.
Bars again, GP.
So that's why they made sacrifices.
But their sacrifices was for just living.
Exactly.
The sacrifice that a woman will have to go through now is nowhere near that.
Facts.
And a lot of times the choices of men were very slim.
That is true.
And also the voices of men was super slim.
That is true.
As of now, me and Calvin and Dr. Calvin and anybody we know right now, we was shut out on having podcasts. There was a black person having a podcast. Come on, man. We didn't even understand what a podcast was.
We're just black people owning anything.
Yeah. Or having a voice.
Or having a voice.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say, this is why I love what you say. I love what Shani say, and people say, we have to be careful what we say. Yes, I joke a lot. Yes, I like to have fun. But I'm a very serious person. And and so I have to realize that how we speak, people look at us like, oh yeah, Brittany did say that. You know what I mean? But they don't know Brittany's 13. You know what I'm saying?
I lived a lot of life. I did. I really
A lot of wisdom.
I lived a lot of life. But I'm saying like they made those sacrifices because it was out of survival.
Yeah.
Like here, people don't even want to make a small sacrifice for something even bigger. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not getting like our grandparents did what they had to do, and to be honest, they did it for us.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
And we don't even honor that.
We're not even honoring that because we're not willing to make a sacrifice for our children and our family.
And that's what I'm speaking of. That's exactly what I'm speaking of.
So yeah, we're joking with the car situation and all the other things and stuff like that. I get it, but at the same time, that is the reality for some people.
Yeah, it's real.
And I've seen people in a marriage that had the one vehicle and they did what needed to be done. But guess what? Now they got
a few cars. Yeah.
Because they cared about duty and responsibility
before towards something.
Before fun and vibes and shit like that.
Yeah.
They cared about duty and responsibility and honoring each other before anything.
But it goes back to what Miles always says, they had a purpose. And our grandparents, they had a purpose. And Big Mama was keeping the family together. Big Mama was the strength in the family. I gotta keep these kids together. I gotta keep this. He's stupid. He get on my nerves. I can't stand up. You know what I'm saying?
But you just gotta do.
They were doing what they needed to do for survival.
Because there was a level of honor.
Yes, absolutely.
So I would like to say this, Shani, you're speaking of 40 minutes, right? So our grandparents, my grandparents was the type of grandparents who actually catch the bus to go see the wife to pick the wife up. All right, then, Calvin, thank you for calling.
Thank you, Cal.
I was saying our grandfather.
Hey, Ebony K.
Our grandfathers were the type of grandfathers would catch the bus, get off of work, go catch the bus to go get the wife, then catch the bus again to go back home and to make sure our wife get home safely. Okay,
that's so nice.
It was no meet and greet on the bus. They would actually go pick their wife up on the bus,
and that's providing protection. That's providing security.
Exactly.
That's so great.
The only thing I would like to say is so the spiritually, physical, spiritual, emotional, and financial.
Yeah,
but we keep putting the financial first. Everything.
And financials did not exist when we was able to make a choice. All
That's
right,
good. That's good.
Hey, caller.
I was doing hood rat shit with my wife Friday night. I was just at a dinner.
And y'all had a time.
With 90-year-olds who were wealthy, Jewish, last night. One thing that I've learned, first of all, don't get that Jim Crow confused with slavery. Okay?
Same thing.
Your grandparents were free when they were born. Okay? Now, was it Jim Crow? They had dreams. Their dreams were a little bit more different than ours. Ours is more financial, more on the spectrum of integration. Their dream was to keep their family, to own their home, to have, a good crop of food.
Right.
Nice clothes, maybe a car, 2 cars if they're lucky. Right? So don't ever say that they were, first of all, they didn't have welfare, which basically destroyed the black family. Okay?
The what destroyed the black family?
Integration, welfare, that destroyed us.
Very true.
Okay, now grandma and grandpa stayed together because one thing that I fell into realizing, I haven't heard that one thing out of nobody's mouth, that's got to be your friend. That was their friend. They were friends too.
Very true. Very true.
It was more than just we just bumping uglies and making 9 kids. No, they were companions.
Yeah.
They were companions to each other. And that's why you saw marriages lasting 50, 60 years. It wasn't that she didn't have no choice. Yeah, she could have a choice to go leave and then struggle with 9 kids and possibly make it. And she could probably get with a mister that could come and save the day. Because there were some out there that was willing, but they met more than likely probably had kids of their own, or a second family, or a third family, but he still provided regardless. Irregardless, no one in those times were talking about, I got choices. I'm gonna just be single.
Right.
You as a black man, you didn't want to be single. You didn't want, as a black woman, you didn't want to be alone. This whole opening up the burning house, thanks Martin, love you to death, well thank you, but you screwed us, right? With the talk of being integrated. The moment we got integrated is the moment that a black man didn't need to be in the home for his wife and his children to eat and to have shelter anymore. And that was what fucked us in the end, completely. And so this whole talk, like I say, talk to someone that's old and you see what's important. And mind you now, we were the only black couple there. It was an intimate family thing, and I was invited because they're my clients, but I know their marriage, how long they've been married, and you can talk to them. Like I said, you talk to somebody older, this stuff that we're talking about now is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's complete bullshit. And what they want us to do is stay separate. They want you to be free, sister, and be by yourself. You ain't got no strength that way. Brother, man, they want you to put yourself in a position to pay child support, then if you can't pay it or you do something where you can get locked up, go into debt prison, because they will lock you up in the state of Michigan for not paying child support. Okay? So these things that they designed for us, and we thinking this, well, I'm not in the time. Listen, grandma and grandpa both was toxic, but they loved each other and they stayed with each other and they raised your fathers and your uncles and your aunties. That's why they're here now. Let's not get that confused with thinking you got a choice or thinking that that's the right thing to do is to be solo. No, it's not. It's not. But that's all. Just leave it with that. That's all I got to say once again.
Thank you, Dorian.
Thank you. What I will say, what I will say about this with Dorian, that's very true. Shout out to Miss Rhea. Miss Rhea agreed before you said about the friends. Miss Rhea said something about friendship. So
Yeah, she said, true, but my grandparents parties together, car parties, and rides to the park is how they got down because they were friends first. And that's what I said. Like, when we're in a relationship, let's not act like we can't have fun. We can't do things. We can't go outside.
I don't think nobody said can't go outside. But when your main thing is outside, something is wrong. Shout out to everybody. Look, I'm a thinker, and I just realized Dorian was absolutely correct. We had to stay together because we was the hunted. You know what I mean? You had white folks just killing black folks thoroughly anytime in broad daylight, majority of the time. When dark, they have cities right now called sundown cities where no black person should be in the streets, should not be outside. So sundown. Sundown cities. What did I say? Sunrise, sundown cities. Sundown cities, and this is the most hurtful thing as a human being. We would actually be hunted down like dogs. I mean, no. Dogs had more credibility, like rabbits, because they didn't eat dogs like that. But we was hunted down like rabbits, like literal deer, like food, and it's terrible. Shout out to everybody checking us out. Can you say Terrence? What did he say?
He said they have multiple families.
No, that's what they said. What's the first one?
No, he said they had multiple families also. You didn't know until the funeral. My granddad had women. My grandmother had friends. I thought growing up was my uncle.
Right. I mean, because
so that's what I'm like. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. We can't even really talk about because we weren't during those times. So that's why I said what I said.
I was there.
You were there.
That's true. I was there.
So you knew what was going on.
That's true.
Yes,
because a lot of them did want to. A lot of them also stayed too because they didn't have the finances.
Like I tell people, if you ever notice, 9 times out of 10, Big Papa had a family around the block.
But I don't necessarily agree with him with saying that they were friends because that's not always the case. No, that wasn't the case, so I don't agree with that.
That's not always the case.
But a lot of them were not.
But that's how they were introduced to the family. Friends of the family,
So with some people's situations,
they got 3 different things right now.
Some people actually got pregnant and they were forced to get married.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something else that we're not talking about. So that's why we're not talking about that. Some people were forced to get married, so that's why it's like they weren't necessary. They weren't necessarily friends, and that's it. It went back to the sacrifice because it was something else they needed to keep the family together.
It's a black girl on TikTok. She was saying how her grandfather did not know she was black because he's been blind her whole life, and then he recently found out that she was black, and he started like second guessing his whole life because his daughter had a baby by a nigga.
You know how many secrets they had during that time and what was actually happening?
Because I'm talking about this young lady.
No, but I'm speaking like
22, 23 years old.
So that's interesting because shouldn't they be able to feel? No. Like a hand or whatever. No. People that are blind, they can feel to see if like you're a man or a woman, and then to feel if you're pretty or not.
They can't tell. No, they can't feel if you're pretty or not.
Okay. No. You think everything is a joke? I'm serious. It's been a thing.
I think you watched Ray.
No, I didn't even see that in its entirety.
There's a lot of pretty women got some ugly ass skin. Let's face it.
It's something to do with the hands that they just know. Anyway, it is.
It just be a good guess. That's all it be. No one can tell somebody. A blind person can't tell if a person white or black.
Okay.
Again.
Now if she would have been a boy and he would have grew up to be 21 years old and you heard now a voice. Oh my God, a voice. When white folks hear my voice, they're like, yep.
When we hear, we already know.
Yeah.
You always sound like you just got out the bed.
Shut your ass up.
What you do?
Darnell Carl said something. What did he say?
And that's the sad part about it because they're not grown enough to think for themselves. They'll listen to another woman instead of using the brain that God gave them. That is where men and women mess up. Listening to the wrong people. Use your own brain and stop listening to goofy people, dummy.
Wait a minute. Y'all, you and her be skipping words. He said goofy ass people.
That's what he said. I'm the mirror.
Why do we have to cuss? Because we don't want to cuss.
Yeah, I don't have to curse online.
The Bible.
Well, you can say it. You can say it.
Here's the thing, though. I really just don't cuss on a regular basis. It ain't. I don't have to have it in my razzle dazzle.
Yeah, I really
But if you hear me, It's a reason. It adds a little rather to my story.
I said what I said, how I said it.
Y'all don't want to leave a legacy. Listen, y'all.
You can't sacrifice to read this comment for the morning show.
We about to get out of here.
I'll make certain sacrifices, and that's what it's going to be.
Yes, because in life you have to.
Okay, that's it. Okay, we're about to get out of here. Thank y'all for watching Rise Around Morning Show. Don't forget to go subscribe on our YouTube page. And hey, y'all, go check out our YouTube page. We got a lot of videos. Go check them out. Okay, but we'll be right back. See y'all later tomorrow.
We'll be right back.
We will be tomorrow.
We'll be back.
We'll be Crazy Lake is on the show, y'all.
Yes.
I love
Wednesday is going to be with Todd. This one right here, and Shanny going to be back.
This one right here.
Thursday, we got Malachi and his wife on the show with me and Cam. And just stay tuned. And Friday, I'm right back with this one right here.
Yes.
I might not be here.
Friday, y'all got to tap in because it's going to be a good conversation.
Well, let me know so I could call in.
I'm gonna let you know, but I might not be here.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here up here like y'all joining in virtually.
Right.
The Demir Show, right, Cal? This is the morning shift. Night shift, I'm a little less Demir.
I'm gonna be standing on the wall with the pillows on.
You remember the headphones? Shout out to the headphones that used to connect to the phone.
Yes. Shady don't know nothing about that. Hey, yo, we out of here. Peace. Thank you.
Rise and grind. Morning show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday. Great conversation, guest appearances.